Gentlemen, I hope you're having a wonderful day. We're actually holding up the rally from the last couple of days. Once again, equal weight. It does look like staples are going there. You did have a pretty bad bond auction, but bonds went up on comments from Besant saying they weren't going to increase issue in size and try not to surprise the market and all of that. But other than that, the Wall Street events, half of them I'd say so far have been a disappointment. We're going to the second half. You're getting a couple that have popped so far, but other than that, we are waiting for the shutdown news. It's going to happen tonight. Most people are feeling good about it, but then gold and silver kind of going a little bit crazy today too. So all in all, though, we are holding up this rally this week after a couple of weeks of that downside. And remember, you have NVIDIA earnings and a couple of other things next week. So keep all of that in mind. I hope you are all getting ready because now it is time for Philo, okay? And I got a good one for you guys because we're going to go over another one. And I mean, I think you guys saw it yesterday. Even a recent Philo, I think some of y'all who are even, actively listening to Philo, it's easy to miss. There's a lot of info. So I do have one, though, and I want to talk a little bit about business. We've been talking about the economy today. We've been talking about a lot of the economy today and like the different parts. We even got to hear from people that we kind of agreed with on it because there is both good and bad going on right now. But yeah, I have a special message for you, for whoever wants to make money or whoever understands what's happening right now, where you are in this world, my brother. And I hope you have hope. I hope they hope. I pray that they pray. Oh, yeah. So get ready. We'll begin here in like a minute or two. And yeah, here's my uncle. I'll give him some time. I'll give you a little bit and we'll begin.
Jesus. Praise God. Amen, amen. It's a call, baby. Hey. Yeah. If we talking plays, yeah, I'm in there like swimwear. I've been there, I've done this shit for 10 years. You could have it all, but you've been scared, big scare. Funny part, there wasn't even risk there. My thoughts been my own, yeah, I've been clear, no fear. Oh dear, who you try to control here? My God is the weapon, I ain't boasting. Nah, it's done. Daddy said it's finished, made me in his image, but that always made me timid. Wonder why we different, don't you ever get it twisted. It's the only way we get it, set apart from the start. And the heart isn't ours, it's a hippie with the love, but it's David with the sword. I want peace, so that means you gon' kill me if it's war. Nietzsche, Trotsky, can't beach on the ark. Want it easy or hard, want a genie or a god, then believe me, lil' bro, you a child, you a son of the highest in the bud. Don't deny it, we don't like it when they tell us who we are. I can tell you who I was, I can tell you who he is. I can make another song that's telling y'all about the crib, but for a second, keep it real. It's not the reason they will kill, it's the freedom in believing. They want that to bring the will. But I'd rather have it now, and I ain't never backing down. Lion gonna eat me or turn his ass around. Either way, I will remain up in his name and say it proud. Here, let's say it now. Jesus. I put Jesus on the beat so I can listen to it. I got reason to believe that we living in it. You could say it's one hell of a decision in it. Ay, if we talking plays, yeah, I'm in there like swimwear. I've been there, I've done this shit for 10 years. You could have it all, but you've been scared, big scare. Funny part, there wasn't even risk there. My thoughts been my own, yeah, I've been clear, no fear. Oh dear, who you try to control here? My God is the weapon, I ain't boasting. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and gals, how you living, man? How are you living? It's time for Philo. So, like I said, you should listen if you want. Just the first part. Again, I am gonna get into Kingdom Jesus talk. So, like I said, no one's trying to force that on you. The greatness, bro. Whatever you want, bro, you gotta want it. So I believe that for real. So, but I do want you guys to hear this, the first part, because I did talk about it in the morning. So it relates this part. I'll tell you when it gets to the business part. I do have like one thing ahead of it that it does tie in, bro. And I do think this ties into your discipline. It ties into your control of your mind, whether you're being influenced or not, and even the standard and everything you got to uphold. So let me just start it off with this, okay? You cannot entertain what's trying to destroy you. Do you guys understand that? You know, I'll get a biblical reference, but I'm gonna save that for now, because like I'm saying, even if you don't want the spirit stuff or whatever you want to call it, I still think you need to understand this. I think this relates to your business. Do you guys understand? You cannot entertain what's trying to destroy you. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, let me give you an example. Gambling, options trading. If it's not working good for you, if you do not have your foundation set up, like, bro, is it destroying you? Why are you keep playing with it? You know what I'm saying? Think about it. The drugs, the alcohol, the videotapes, all of it. And again, everything in general, man. I don't know. I don't know if you guys grew up with as many fake friends as I have, or I don't know if you've seen as many fake people as I have. But I saw this, and you know, at one point in my life, I would put myself around things that were trying to destroy me, whether it was people or I would willfully, without anybody's influence, or maybe I was influenced, I would dabble in things that were literally destroying me. Do you understand? So I think all of you have a good purpose, and you have greatness, and we're going to talk about this era and generation for business and money and all of that. But like, this is part of it. You're either going to dabble in things that are going to elevate you and get you to the levels that you desire and ultimately where your purpose is, or you're going to dabble in things that are going to destroy you. And you got to just keep in mind. I know it sounds aggressive, but I'm not trying to scare you. I don't believe in fear. But, you know, you gotta really just start understanding, like, we do play a game of entertaining things that aren't really the best for us. And I do hope you keep this in mind, and I wouldn't really feel bad, and I hope you don't feel guilty about, you know, taking care of yourself and doing what you need to, because you shouldn't, especially if things are trying to destroy you. You gotta just keep it simple, man. Go where the fruit is. Go where it's gonna build life, man, and that's gonna take you a long way. All right. So that's the first part. The second part, this is gonna relate to the business part now, but I've said this before, and I don't know who needs to hear this, but, you know, I've spent a lot of my life trying to show people what I've done. Not like, look at me, I'm so great. Maybe I have sometimes in that sense, but more so like I have tried to share things. You know, everybody I grew up with, I tried to bring them on board. You know, I know kids who knew me. They knew I was out when I was young trading stocks. They knew it. They damn well knew it. They didn't do it. I did offer it. I've tried even every business I've ever made. I remember going to my homies. I remember going to elementary, middle school, high school. Again, you don't think my homies were buying cards. I was like, why don't you sell the Pokemon cards? But, you know, even all the way to college, even afterwards, even on the internet, all of it. And just let me give you a reminder, man. Because I've learned this. You can't tell people what to do. And you can't tell people how great money is, how great the stock market is, how great God is, all of that, bro. You cannot just merely tell people. So I know a lot of you struggle with this. You know why? How many times in the chat and how many of you have gone through this? Where like literally one of your struggles in the last few years was like, I try to help my homies. All they want is DraftKings. Oh, I keep sharing my homies, but they ignore it. Or they do this. I try to show that. I'm telling my people all of it. Does that not sound familiar? Have you not? How many of you have struggled with that? I know I'm triggering flashbacks. Doesn't it suck? Because sadly, I think this has thrown some of you off at times. I've seen it happen. You know why? Because you're like, wow, I'm excited about this. Wow, I'm doing it. And wow, but then like literally everybody around you is like, nah. Or like they're like, okay, cool, what about this? You know, you're valuing something and people treat it somewhere else. And you're like, well, I want to help. And clearly you got a good intention and you want to help. And you're like, well, look. But they might not even want to help themselves. But yeah, I hope you realize this. I hope you learn this sooner rather than later, because you may fall into the same thing you're trying to help your brother in. You know that, right? That's real. That's true. You might end up becoming the same thing that bothered you. So think about this. It's not about telling people. It's not, seriously. You could go and share all the Philos, all the stock stuff with everybody you want, bro. I don't think it's going to have that big of an effect. And you might open up yourself to more downside than upside. This is how you're going to do it. You don't tell people, you show them. You show them through you. That's why I've told you this before. But now this is why I'm saying it's going to lead to the business. Because, dude, right now, what do you mean you want to go and tell your friends everything and share with them? My guy, run it up right now and be the example. Start controlling yourself. You go reflect, live in no fear, and let that be smelt on you, seen on you. You get what I'm saying? That's how I've converted everybody. You think it was because of my nice little words, my nice sentences, my nice philo? Even then, even when I repeat these philos sometimes, I'm like, well, man, did y'all really listen? It's hard to memorize sometimes, but think about it. Why? I think some of you see the example in me. And guess what? The people in my real life that I haven't been able to reach, or at times they wouldn't listen, it was the result. It was the actual embodiment of what I was saying that got people to get moving. That's where the part where they're like, okay, yeah, now I want to do it. Sometimes it's too late, but it doesn't matter. You always got a shot. But do you get what I'm saying? You really do have to be the example, but I don't want this to be cliche. I'm telling you, you live in a crazy opportunity. There's the market, there's all this stuff I'm about to talk to you next with, and it's like, dude, run it up. Go, be the best you can be right now. Start saying no to the crowd, and not just so you could be alone and do nothing and have nothing to show for it, so that you could go and run it up and be the example. Go show. No one's going to believe you could get a house. Go get the house and show what is possible. Oh, I'm telling you, it's big. And that's why I'm telling you, I think some of y'all, you got to focus on this. Because the people you want to bring on board, the words ain't going to do as much. If you start really living it, you start getting the fruit of it, my friend. Everybody wants the fruit. You could tell me what the seed is going to be, and some people will get it. Some people will respect you for giving them the seed. You know what I'm saying? Most people want the fruit. And that's okay. I wanted the fruit. Everybody did. That's why I'm telling you. You got to live it. And I'm not saying this like, oh, like I mean this genuinely for all of you. So that because guess what? Worst case scenario, you still get everything you wanted. Worst case scenario, you're still going to be living good, great, excelling, all of that. And guess what the addition is? Now it's not, let's stop the game. You know what I'm saying? You're going to tell somebody, save 10%, save this, do that. What do you have to show for it? I ain't going to listen to you. Think about it. Was that not the reality? What do you mean all of this? How can I don't see any sort of discipline. What do you mean it's going to change my life? That's it. So let's be real about it. And I think it's going to help you out a lot. And if you could focus on this, oh, that's some directed effort right there. So there's that. All right. But now, here's the other one. This is what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. This is what I talked to the guys about in the morning. This is your business segment right here. All right, man. I'll give you what I wrote down here, and I'll give you what I wrote down for the guys this morning. I'll show it to you on the document. But do you guys, again, I was explaining this yesterday. We were talking about singularity, We were talking about AI. I mean, again, if you have listened over the years, even recently, I've given you some timely updates on AI, technology, developments, all of that. But let me remind you, you guys are living in the AI generation. You know that, right? You are living in the generation right here, right now, as I'm speaking, where there is like crazy developments happening. And that is paving the way. The runway, bro, is set. You got a nice runway leading into a pretty wild opportunity for all of you, depending on how you use it. Car. Yeah, they gave an update. They're at an event. So, can I tell you this? That's what I'm saying. It kind of relates. You want to convince people. You want to convince your friends. You want to do whatever it may be, bro. You live right now in a crazy opportunity. Go make something of yourself with what we have in development. Go make history right now, brother. Go get in touch with God. Get in touch with whatever you need. But you are living in the AI world right now. And I'm not saying this to sell you a damn Blackwell. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I hope you feel me, bro. I hope you feel me. I'm not like that. I'm saying this where it's like, what do you mean hopelessness? What do you mean you only want to focus on one thing and one thing only? I think a lot of you have so much potential and you don't realize. I said this to the guys this morning, bro. Right now, bro, in the last couple years, I've seen more people go from normal job to founder and creator than any other time I've ever witnessed. More than the app developments, more than social media, more than internet, all of it, bro. It's insane. You have that opportunity right now. What we were talking about with natural language. This is what's happening, you guys. We're getting to the point, bro. If you could just put it into words, you can create it. Do you understand? Dog, your limitations are falling left and right. Now, you can wait until everybody gives you the green light and tells you to do it. But I would just start doing it now and start thinking. I would start thinking about business and creating. And I want to encourage as many of you as possible to make some companies, make some businesses, get some ideas, and I would start trying to make something. Do you understand me? I don't care. This is for everybody. Because this is what you're in right now. So this is the other part that I said to the guys this morning. Build something. I said we're going to talk about it on Philo. But again, y'all waking up with me early in the morning, and if you still have time, like if you do work, family, everything you else, and you're still locked in, still waking up in the morning, still doing all this, I would really think about this AI wave and getting involved. And not getting involved, you don't have to, this is what I'm saying, get creative. I'm not telling you to go start selling random AI stuff. You don't have to go work for a company. I'm just saying, like, maybe get a hobby that could turn into a company. Maybe start thinking, oh, I've had this idea, I just didn't know how to do this. Again, you are entering this stage where if you could talk about it, you could create it. Do you understand? If you could talk about it, you could create it. I would get involved. And again, we talked about the economy today. And like I'm telling you now, if you're struggling to survive right now, you're in pure survival mode. Respectfully, why are you buying any $50 a month membership? Why are you even buying a $5 a month membership? Because you don't have to pay me to hear what I'm telling everybody. Right now, right here, every day. You don't have to pay for that. And do you know why I'm saying this? Because I know we have good info, and I make money off of what I'm doing. I'm making money off this info. You guys are killing it. But dude, if you're in a place of survival that makes you emotional because of all the whatever reasons, whatever you're trading and how you're going about it, it's like, dude, the emotions are gonna make the good thing a bad thing. It's not going to hit the same. So this is why I'm telling you, in the same respect, even if you are in survival mode right now, my guy, you want your big ticket? I don't think it's going to be finding the next TLT. I don't think it's going to be waking up, putting your time, effort, give money to get money. No, I really think you should be building a company right now through natural language. Do you get what I'm saying? I think some of you will get that multi-million dollars you're looking for by building a company. How many hours have you put in creating and learning technical analysis and all of these things, whatever, you name it? And now I'm saying, get a long-term, you could be involved in the market still, but like I'm telling you, you are at the precipice. You are entering an era where like you can create something right now. Like I'm telling you, I'm seeing people become founders that a year or two ago, they were not doing anything. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not trying to disrespect anybody. I'm not trying to be a bully. I am genuinely trying to show some of y'all that I think you got $1 million minds and you could actually make $1 million. It's not going to be chasing things. I'm telling you, put your time, effort, even your money. Why trade away the money when you could go put it towards building something? And if you, bro, right now you're in the opportunity, you mess around and build something right now, bro, it could very well be worth millions. You know, and guess what? Maybe it's not worth millions. It could be worth something. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, does this make sense as much as it makes sense in my mind? Like, are you guys following? Because, like, I'm telling you, if you could think it into words, you could create it. There's not as many middlemen. Nothing, bro. You remember, I lived through all of the tech developments. That's how I got rich. Literally, even Bitcoin, dude. Just early. And like, dude, I remember like apps. People were making millions of dollars by creating an app. That's it. Even if it was a dumb app. But back then, you needed a user interface. You needed a back end. You needed a code. You had to do all these things. It cost a lot of money if you didn't know how to do it. Yeah, that doesn't exist anymore. Do you get what I'm saying? You could actually create something today. You could make an app, a website, again, data analysis. You could go you could go find whatever you've been called to, whatever you work in. That's what I'm saying. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, just go down the rabbit hole. You'll learn it very quickly. That's what I'm saying. The same effort and time you could put towards a lot of things, it could be transferred to creating some pretty mind-blowing businesses right now. And that is a very good opportunity. And I'm not talking a business. This ain't no laundromat. This ain't the cycle of stuff where you make, companies you've already heard of. I'm saying like the new era of technology, all of it. So I encourage you all to not forget this. I encourage you to, even if you have the time, do it. That's what I'm saying. If life's already good, you already have time. Again, I said this to even some guys yesterday. And they were like, yeah, I have a lot of free time. They're killing it with the long term. They're doing great on other ends. Their kids, their kids are already gone to school. I was like, dude, build. Go build an app. Go build a company. Start dabbling with AI. You're going to be surprised what you could do. If you could think of it, you are getting at the era where you can now think. I'm a big fan of thinking. I got a lot of ideas for you guys. I've given you a lot of ideas over the years. You could think, and as easy as you could think it, you could create it. So that's pretty hype. But like I'm saying too, in the reverse, if you're on the other end and it's like you're trying to play survival mode to hit it big, I'm telling you where you're gonna do it. You guys ask me a lot even today for the TLT. This is the TLT. It's going to be those of you who take your $500, mess around, and create one of the next big companies here in the next 5 to 10 years. You don't get it. That's going to be your 500 to hundreds of thousands, 500 to a million. Because that's what we're getting at. We're getting to the point where you could create very cheaply. Where you could create without all of these other things. If you could think it, put it in natural language. And guess what? You're going to learn some stuff. You're not going to get left behind. And worse, you're going to fall short. You fall short in this, I think it's still going to propel you. This is where now, whatever job or task you're doing, if you ever had an idea to optimize it, you could go make that a company right now. You get what I'm saying? That's how you're going to hit it big. And then the market's here. We're going to be here. That's why I'm just telling you. Prioritize time management. You don't have to stop this, but if it's destroying you, I would put it towards the AI. And then vice versa. If you're doing good at it already, you can maximize it and find a way to bring this in. And you do good, that money's going to come right back to the market, and vice versa. So, Chattadonia, I hope you feel me. I hope you feel me. This is very exciting stuff. And I did tell you some. Remember before the physical AI, again, I was showing y'all Mid-Journey back before when the video was at $80. We were using the AI thumbnails. All of these things. So again, it's developing. And I'm telling you, now it's entering a point where a lot of people are going to be able to do this. And now if you're willing to learn now, and the way I've seen some of y'all do a lot of research and stuff for the market and gambling, I'm like, dude, just give it an hour a day on some of this AI development and how to create with it, bro. You guys might mess around and really create. This is the time. And I'm telling you, I've seen founders from all walks in life, age groups, everything, bro. Just left and right popping up because of this. I would not want you to miss out. And now you don't need FOMO. You need time management and prioritization. That's what's going to get you there. So, that is all that I wanted to share with you. Okay? As far as the business. So, if you don't want to listen anymore, be my guest. We're going to get into the Philo beyond the business side of it. But I do think this is it. You know, I told you one of the Philos I had was recognition. I don't want recognition. I want to be able to recognize things. I pray to God that I can recognize opportunity when it's right in front of me. I really do. That imagine if you recognize what was happening in March of 2020, if you recognized it in February, January, if you recognize what's happening with inflation, what happened with houses, you name it, bro. I want to be able to recognize what's going on. That's what I'm saying, bro. You're this AI development. I know you've heard a lot. I know, and like I'm telling you, this whole the Wall Street view of it is not giving you the full picture. And I hope some of you could recognize how easy it is. Because I even told you, I think the moment Wall Street realizes how easy it is and how powerful some of these like local language models are, I think the market would go down a lot. Because it's not what you think it is. And I think that there is a lot of opportunity out there. And I think and I've seen some of you already do it. Some of you have already listened to the first couple times I've told you about certain things. You've done it. So, yeah, man. I pray everybody recognizes it. And I mean, again, if you're excited, if you're willing to put time and effort, worst case you fail, right? What are you scared of? Think about it. At the end of the day, like I said, I think all of this will develop you, but dog, what worst case you fail and you learn something? Worst, like for real, that's the cliche everybody brings, but this time you'll be learning about, the technology that is the only reason why the economy is even up right now. The only reason why people have been getting excited and where money is getting drawn to, like, you're going to learn about it early. So, yeah, man, I think that'll still take you far. You tell me, man. You tell me. All right? So, now we got to get a little bit more into the spiritual. So I hope you're ready for that. I do have again, I'm throwing in new stuff every day, but I am slowing it down so we can make sure we understand some of these concepts, because I think they're important. I mean, go read it, man. Go read the verse of the day. It says, keep encouraging, right? Keep encouraging your brothers and sisters like you always have. Okay, go read the full chapter. Start at the beginning. He said, you know these things. He says, I know you know these things. Keep using what you already know. So that's why I do want to remind you, so that you can never forget some of these powerful ones that are going to clear the way for you, bro. So here's the deal. Before I get into any repeat, I will tell you this. It does relate, like I was telling you. Don't entertain what's going to destroy you. That's what I'm saying. I think this is a time. Entertain what's going to grow you. Entertain what's going to really propel you right now. And, I mean, this kind of blew my mind. But just like, and I don't know if y'all get it. We talked about gambling a lot. I'm a gambler, you guys. I don't hide that, right? You know how many times, that's why I'm telling you. I've set things up where I could do what I do, and even then, the way I gamble still baffles people. Again, my last play was like $16. That's insane. But do you understand why you need to set up your foundations? You cannot be dabbling with things that are going to hurt you. That's what I'm saying. What I'm doing is not going to destroy me. Even if I destroy my entire account, I'm like, oh, that sucks. Because I'm not going to give them that shot. Do you understand me? You get it? The self-control and the amount. I'm not going to give you that shot, bro. That's why, you can't blow up an account unless you put all of it in. And even then, that's why I've always said, y'all want to start out, cut that amount in half and leave the other half in your bank account. There you go. But you know why? Dog, this has to do with discipline. It has to do with self-control. I'll share with you the nefarious part of gambling that I don't think people understand. My guy, you gamble in one area, you're going to gamble in others. And how you gamble in one area, you're going to gamble in that way with others. And I'm not talking people. You might gamble with people too. But I mean just everything. Have you ever thought about that? Bro, think about it. How many times have you done things that you know could kill you, but you still do it? That's a gamble. You think I started gambling when I got to the stock market, bro? I was gambling with drugs way before that. I was gambling with a lot of things that could have messed me up before I ever found out what a call or a put was. Oh. Come on. Some of y'all gambling with your marriage. Some of you gamble with your freedom. You gambling with things that could put you in jail. Tell me I'm wrong. You're gambling with your health. You don't see it? I know, bro, I share with you my eating habits. That's a gamble. I know damn well, Mike, if I don't eat good, it won't happen to me. Oh, you gamble with it. That's what I want you to think about. Not just the gambling itself, and you think it all has to do with poly market. You think it's all this. No. I'm talking about what you're really setting up. Gamble in one, you'll gamble in all. You can't control your gamble in one, you won't control your gambles in others. That's it. It's a chain reaction. So don't forget it. And it reminds me of this. And I heard this story and it blew my mind. AstraZeneca getting clapped. I heard this one, bro. It was wild. You guys know the story of Samson and Delilah, right? And Samson, big, strong guy. But then he would go do his thing, and then he met this girl. AstraZeneca really moving now, 2%. October jobs report likely never released. What? Yeah, and then he knows. Yo, Celsius, there you go. That's event. Celsius. That one's on the event list. That one's gonna go. Well, speaking of gamble, there you go. Oh, there's a cheap one. But yeah, that one's on the list. That's why it may not even hit, but if it, depending on how it moves. But like I said, if anything on the list that we really know about moves, I'm gonna take a small one. Your son's name is Samson. What a powerful name. Yeah, Samson. So, I don't want to give you guys the whole story. I'll just give you what I learned about it. Because I heard somebody say this and it blew my mind. How many of you think the story is about, like, hoes? Because you know that Samson, he was seeing hookers. Or were they called hookers back then? I don't know what they were called. But he was like a pretty wild dude. It's funny because he was considered a man of God. And he would just think about it. He was gambling every time. He would go see a prostitute, shake it off, boom, power of God. He would go get himself involved in things he shouldn't, and then boom, shake it off, powerful. And powerful. Think about it. That was a gamble every time. That's why think about how it led to what he did. But here's the point with Delilah. How many of you think that story is all about hoes? How many of you think it's all about women? And you think it was just like, oh, he loved this girl. His mom said not to. All of you think it was about women? It was, but it wasn't. What if I told you it could have been a metaphor for more than just a woman? Do you get what I'm saying? My brother, let me ask you this. What's your Delilah? Because you don't get it? That's why Samson was so dumb. You thought he was dumb. He was just gambling. Every time, she'd be like, where do you get your strength from? And he knew what she was trying to do. And he would tell her a wrong answer. And she would try to kill him. It would try to kill her and destroy him. And then he would do it again and again and again. You don't get it? My God, what if that was a metaphor beyond just a woman? What is your Delilah, brother? That's what I'm saying. Some of you, it could be options. Some of you like, it's not going to kill me. It try to hurt you, you go back to it. You go back to it. Some of you, it's drugs. Some of you, it's bad relationships, investing in other things outside of the market. You name it. Do you get what I'm saying? It wasn't just this story about a girl and a guy. It wasn't about think about it. I think Delilah is very analogous to a lot of other things. So I ask you, you should think about your Delilah. What is it? What is the thing you'll keep entertaining that is literally trying to destroy you? You'll still take the gamble. Again, it's a gamble. You know why? Because if you know it's going to kill you, or if you know it's already tried to, and you try it again, you know what's happening, right? You're just gambling with it. Again, he did good most of the time until he didn't. So there you go. So that leads me into one more. I'll tell you one more, and then we'll get to the other one. Are you ready? I like this. Do you guys know that there is a difference between a verdict and a charge? So I'm talking legally. I'm talking law room right now. Think about it. You could get charged with something that doesn't mean it's the verdict. Right? Like literally Sam Bankman, for crying out loud. Even go look at P. Diddy. Right? They charged them for many crimes. But then what's the verdict on all? It's different. Exactly. OJ. Charge, verdict. Charge, verdict. Charge. Do you guys understand that? I hope you do. It's very important. Because again, I have repeated with some of the legalistic stuff. I hope you know the Son of Man. Son of Man, my brother, that's a legal term. Son of Man is a lawyer. That's your advocate. Well, that's not what I'm here to tell you today. I want you to understand. Can we be real? All of the charges that Satan, the devil, your mind, that's why every time you want to do something good, or every time you want to do stuff, how many of you get reminded of this you've done? Even then, even without being spiritual, some of you think like that. I think like that. We all have, right? How many of you have a friend who will remind you? That's what I grew up with. I remember every time I try to do it, they bring it up. Again, every time I bring up a value stock, a good one, someone gonna bring up, they gonna bring up a MPW or a Snapchat, right? That's what it is. Because guess what? You want to know what the reality is? Can I be real with you? The charges are true. The charge is real, bro. You're right. Let me put it this way. Satan, the devil, your mind, your past, guess what? It really does have evidence against you. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm not here to tell you that's not real. Like, again, I don't think Snapchat was my best. I don't think a MPW was my best. Did that mean the long term failed? Different verdict. Do you get what I'm saying? That's how it works. My guy, you need to understand the end. You need to understand the verdict. The devil why do you think it works so well? Why do you think living then? You're telling me you thought about something and fell into despair. Why? Because it's real. Real evidence. That's a real charge. He ain't gonna come at you with the fake charge. It's easier. But guess what? The verdict. Do you understand what I'm saying? The verdict is already done. The Lord speaks in verdicts. The Lord speaks in the end. My guy, as long as you know the destination, it doesn't matter the weather or anything in between. You're gonna get there. Do you get what I'm saying? If you know the verdict, in the future, it does not matter what the charges are. And just because you have been charged does not mean that the verdict is going to be what the charges were. Can we all agree on that? If that was the case, everybody charged with something would go to jail. They don't. That's why you haven't noticed how the world is. That's why sometimes if we don't like the charges, society will already give the verdict. That's what we've seen with people. But it doesn't make the verdict true, or it doesn't make the verdict not true. The charges could be true, but the verdict can be different. Oh. Do you get it? Do you understand what I'm telling you? Why do you think I'm telling you to keep focusing on God, the end, and the real truth of it? The truth is the verdict. That's why it don't matter what happened. It don't matter about the charge. It matters about the verdict. If that was the case, then, dude, think about it. Things would be very different if all the charges stuck. Both in the real world, your personal life, all that. That is truly why it doesn't. That's why the man is always worth saving. You telling me the charges, I'm just telling you there's a verdict though still. So Chad, I'm going to bring this up again because it was one of the other ones, but that's why, man, I would focus on the end. And if you don't believe the verdict and believe the charges, I mean, that's a great way to self-incriminate yourself. But even then, it wouldn't really matter. Imagine, that's why you could get, and that's what happens to people. Sometimes the verdict is in their favor, but the charges, they'll be living like the charges were still there. Guilt, sadness, you name it. What is the verdict? Everybody want to talk about the charges. The devil loved to talk about. He loves bringing the charges because he's like, look at what you did. Look at what you did with the opportunity. You did this. Oh, look at last time. Yeah, he's right. That's not the verdict, though. Like I told you, man, if you knew who your lawyer was, if you knew what the real judgment was, if you knew you had the Son of Man defending you, you would laugh. That's what happens. That's what you see in the real world, is it not? Everywhere you go, people with good lawyers. Don't matter what the charge was. Even if it was true. That's not what it's about. It's about the verdict. Welcome to the court of law. So my guy, I encourage you to start thinking about the verdict and understand the verdict. And that's why too, man. If you don't want to give to God, then go ahead. You will be at the hands of man. That's if you don't want to use a lawyer, you want to represent yourself. I mean, that's not a good strategy. See what I'm saying? Any lawyer would tell you that. You want to represent yourself, you're going to lose. That's what everybody says, even if you are a lawyer. You know that? Even if you were a lawyer and you got charged with something, they would tell you not to represent yourself. You know why? You'll lose. That's a great way to lose. You won't see it the same. The jury won't see it the same. The verdict. So yeah, don't forget that. So now, what I want to tell you is a repeat from a month ago. I like this one. I like it. Yes, it came back down. And gold is still going. Let me see the equal weight. Oh, equal weight dropped, bro. That's not good. So that staple thing, no, that flipped after leading. We'll see if it matches up by the end of the day, but still, that's different. Right now, this is all tech. Everybody else is kind of falling off. They're still up, but yeah. So this is what I told y'all a little bit ago. Some of you are asking God to do something. Some of you are asking God to do something. But deep down, tell me you're not praying there. Asking God to do this. Give me power. Give me strength. Help me. How many of you are still deep down wondering if he can or can't? You asking God to do something, but you still kind of deep down, the third thought, you wondering if it's real or fake. Getting on your knees. Oh, I don't know if this is working, but God, no. I told you this not too long ago. You're asking God to do something. My guy, he is asking you to get ready. I think you got it backwards. He's already doing something, bro. Look at, how did you get here? Look at in this world, bro. How, bro? How? You're asking God to do something, my guy. He is asking you to get ready. Clean the cup. Clear out the house. Get it ready, bro. You're wondering if someone will be like, oh, are they going to come over? No. Get ready. They're coming over. Do you understand there's a difference? This ain't about sending the invitation. It's already RSVP'd, my guy. Get the house ready. Do you understand? I'm telling you, this is going to change this. I hope you've applied this already. But if you haven't, man, this is a life changer. This is a perspective changer. You are not here to live asking and begging. You are here to get ready and prepare. You understand? Think about that. It's not, oh, is it going to happen? Because again, if you have the destination, you're going to get there. Right? As long as you don't let the journey change your destination, my brother, you are going to get exactly what the destination is you have in mind, as long as you stick to it. It happens all the time. Does not matter what again, it could be longer, it could be shorter. That is how life works. That is repetition rewiring reality. That is how you bend reality to your will, and I hope it's for God's will too, man. That's why you got to align with it. We'll talk about that. But I don't think people understand this. This is Earl Nightingale. This is in the Bible, the interview with the devil. This is in all of them. This is in every religion, everything. You guys don't get it? That's the problem. How many of us have changed our destination? How many of us have been on the journey, wanted something, set the goal, said we're going to do this, and then let the journey change the destination? My guy, as long as you keep the destination, that's why, make it worthwhile and worthy. Make it align with God utmost, first and foremost, and then your purpose, and he's going to put you on your purpose. Once you have the destination, you're going to get there. You understand? That's how reality bends. Because then when it doesn't go your way, when nothing happens, it slows down, speeds up. As long as you keep going back to the destination, again, amor fati. Control what you can't control. That's the destination. That doesn't mean take everything in and do nothing. That doesn't mean you can't have control on where you're going. It means, why are you tripping out, bro? You have the destination. And if you always keep the destination, eventually the universe is going to stop. God knows this. He's trying to tell you this. Everything is going to eventually, you have the destination, you are going to get to it. Always and forever, brother. Do you understand that? Do you see why? What are you praying about? What are you asking for? God, you are not need to ask God for anything. You need to get ready for God. You understand? Is that what you want? Is that your purpose? It's not. That's the thing. This is what I wanted you to know, because bro, I was even telling you yesterday, get what you want. And I hope you don't make the mistake. And I hope this is what I'm saying, all the Philos. Because it's like, dude, it's not really about what you want. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to want some bad things sometimes. So I'm grateful I didn't get everything I want. It's about your purpose. That's what it's really about. Do you see what I'm saying? Hopefully, this is where you get the real everything going in your favor, is when what you want is your purpose and your purpose is God's purpose. Do you see what I'm saying? That's a trinity right there. I want it, and I want what God wants. And I want it because I know it's my purpose. And my purpose aligns with God, and I want my purpose. I want the things that even God will want. Are you following me? So yeah, it's not really about what you want. Because if you put what you want in there, some of us want some other things, bro. You should want your purpose. And your purpose and God wants you to align with who you are and his will. Oh, and that's where it starts firing, bro. But like I'm saying, man, you have that destination. That's what you keep it, you're going to get it. It's really that simple. It may be slow, it may be fast. Again, you're going to get sad some days. You're going to get happy some days. You'll be excited. Doesn't matter what the emotion is. What's the destination? As long as you don't let the emotion change the destination, you don't let people change the destination, you don't let anything change the destination, you're going to get it. I don't know the time frame. Some of you will get it right away. Some of you will get it later. But as long as you have the destination, you are going to arrive. If you could encompass this and never forget it, you're going to be fine. You know that, right? This could answer a lot of everything. And that's why, too, make no mistake. If you got a bad destination, you're going to get there. And if you have no destination, you're going to go on a lot of journeys and it's going to end wherever. Who knows? Usually it's a shipwreck. But you're going to get there. But if there's no destination, you're not going to get there. So I encourage you all, man. That's why. What are you asking God for? He wants you to set it as a destination. Ultimately, he wants you to realize you're here with a purpose. He ain't create you for no reason. You don't have all these gifts. You didn't get raised by parents, go through the social system, America, not America, all these places. You didn't do all of that for nothing. That doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. It makes zero sense to my mind. You know that? That's why you ever see somebody and they get killed and you're like, what? It's sad. You know why? Not only do people lose others and someone got killed, it's like, bro, that person spent their whole life. They had a mom, they had a dad. Maybe they didn't have those things. Maybe they were adopted. It doesn't matter. They grew up. They lived a life of joy, of happiness, of sadness. They went through puberty. They changed. They had awkward moments. They had successful moments. You don't get it? You think all of that is for no reason? You think all of that does not scream purpose? I disagree. I strongly disagree. And that's what I'm saying for y'all. You got a purpose. You align. Once you figure out that you get a set a destination. It's funnily enough, you set the destination, it will reveal your purpose, especially as you stick with it. So if I could encourage you anything, bro, set a destination right now. You'll get what you want. You just can't let anything change the destination. Get ready for God. Well, can he do it? Can he do it? You've seen people do the craziest things. Boats, transportation, all of it. You get what I'm saying? Wild. Because it's a destination. You set the destination, you're going to get it. And you guess what? It changes your whole being when you know this. Do you guys get what I'm saying? It gives you a sickening confidence. It gives you a sickening level of endurance. Because you know the truth. This is the truth. Every boat with a destination gets there. That's it. It don't matter. Like I said, the weather, the events, the setback, all of it, you name it. The destination is there. You don't get it? Look. If I told you, this is what I told you guys the last time. If I told you right now, if I said I saw a dream, I know it for sure. If I had it guaranteed, my AI algorithm said 100% certainty, you, my friend, are going to be president. If I told you that and you believed it, you would really act like it. You would start acting like it even if you didn't see it. You don't get it? That's literally the story of David. He got anointed and then had to go back to the field. My guy, he knew. I know, I've even told you the Philo. And God put him and he learned all the skills of shepherding and it taught him a lot. But at the end of the day, he knew the destination. You don't get it? The whole story of David, he knew the destination. It's easy to go back to the field if you know the destination. You know why? I ain't gonna be in that field forever, bro. You don't get me? I go, put me with this sheepdog. I ain't gonna be there forever. I got it. I know the destination. My guy, you could try to kill me, but I know the destination. You could try to make me sad. I know the destination. It doesn't matter. You know the destination. My guy, claim it. If I told you and you believed it, you would start acting like it. Oh, and that's sickening. It's amazing what that could do. It's for a lot of people in this world, it's not understandable. They're like, why are you always happy? Wait, why do you think that you're going to get a house? Come on. You ever had anybody ask you that? You ever had anybody look at you in your job, in your situation, and be like, why do you think you're going to get a house? Why do you think you're going to be successful in the market? Why do you think you're going to be successful anywhere? I was given the destination. And I believe it. And I'm going there. That's why. I have the ticket right here. Well, there you go. Again, If I told you you had a trip, you go to the airport, I'm not going to be like, why you got a bag with you? You're at an airport. You're good. There's a destination, is there not? Why do you think the plane going to arrive? Why do you think you going to go from one end of the country to the next? I mean, that's the destination. Is it not? So you have two choices, bro. Let's make it simple. It's either already yours or it's not. But like I told you at the time, I read it, the story of Elijah or Gideon. God told him the same thing. God said, listen, you have two choices. You either already believe I've given you the battle. Again, you align with God, bro. Your purpose, why you're here on this planet, how everything in your life has shaped you to it. You either believe it or go listen to what they're saying. If you only knew, if you got to hear the full picture from everyone around you and everyone you didn't hear, and you got to hear how they felt about it, that just means, bro, people will know you're going to the destination even while you doubt it. And if you know that, he said, go listen, hear the unseen that you don't know about yet, then you'll believe, then you'll choose, and then you will go forward. So, what's purpose? What is your purpose? Now, this is a repeat. I've told you it. Purpose. The word purpose means original idea. Now, obviously, there's many definitions, but one of the originating ways to look at the word purpose, original idea. What is its original idea? What is that purpose? What is your purpose? What was the original idea of you? That's why you don't think it's crazy how we live in this world. And I told you, you had a purpose. You have an original idea instilled in you. And then guess what? The world starts to shape it. And before you know it, now people got all sorts of ideas for you. Even then you're like, I don't know what my original idea is. Yes, you do. You may have just forgot. Just remembrance, the bread. And guess what? Here's the deal. God's original idea will always prevail. You could come up with whatever you want, but unfortunately, you will come back to your purpose. Always. That's what I've noticed in life. And he said it's in you. You have an original idea inside all of you. That's why I'm even telling y'all pursue the AI. Y'all don't realize it yet. That's why everything in your life might have been leading up to this moment. And you could have spent 20, 30 years in this field and doing all of it. Just like David, brother. You don't get it. It's led you to something. The original idea. There is an original idea and there is a purpose in each and every one of you listening. That's a problem, though. We want new ideas. We want random ideas all the time, bro. We want to invent our own ideas. No. That's the beauty. This is why I'm telling you, it's not really about what you want. It's about God's will. Your purpose and God's will, because, again, his original idea. What did he have in mind for you when he created you and put you through all this, bro? It's inside of you. You need to seek out his ideas. My guy, I don't want any more Josh ideas. I want God ideas. You know that. You should want the same. I don't want any more ideas from CNN. I don't want any ideas from anybody on Bloomberg. I want God's ideas. I want the original purpose and how I could get things and info and how it's going to align up with why I am here. So do you not understand the problem? I told you this last time. Let's see if you guys get it. I'll see if you guys get it this time again. You need the same concepts to understand God and understand his ideas. So if we don't have the same concepts, or if I give you a concept and you miss it, like, right, maybe you heard one philo but you missed the next, and they were connected. I'm trying to explain the market to you. I'm trying to explain options to you, but you never held the long-term stock. You don't even know the equity yet. What happens if you miss one of my ideas? If you miss my concept, what is that called? What happens? They're kind of coming down from VLR. We chill. The Celsius went up. The near the monies went up. The other one's actually up. I think if it fills me there, it'll be up just a wide spread. Weight Watchers says they'll sell the Oral Wegovy when it launches. You miss my concept, brother. Again, imagine God created this world. He had a purpose, an original idea implanted in everything. That's why you don't get how the world is self-sustaining. You don't see how God works in patterns and how God is purposeful. You know, that's why the seed leads to the tree gives seeds, the oxygen, the ecosystem, it all replenishes. He just put the animals, he put the human, and then boom, it took care of itself. Right? Is that not what happened? Is that not science? If you miss my concept, you miss God's concept. It's literally a misconception. Like, think about it. If you miss the original idea, or you're like, oh, I think I know it, and then you're missing God's purpose, you take on the world, you might miss. It's easy to come at misconceptions. That's why a lot of us can't really agree all the time or communicate. We talk in and we may want the same things, but we have different concepts of what those things are. Do you see that? We could be talking about the same thing with poverty and helping people, but we have different concepts. Yeah, we're going to probably have misconceptions a lot. Might be hard to communicate. So what's the kingdom? Do you know what that concept means? See, this is what I'm saying. Most people don't really know what a kingdom is. It's a misconception. But now what's the problem? How many times does it say kingdom in the Bible? It's filled with that word. Yeah. Like what I'm saying. Imagine all the legalistic stuff. Son of man. That's a lawyer. You can, again, do you see the world in yourself as God originally intended for you? And you're like, I want good things, but now my concept of good things is different. I've watched people change their concept of good things many times. Again, what's a kingdom? Lion King, Burger King. We could have, you see what I'm saying? Why does he keep talking about Simba? Why he keep talking about a Whopper in the Bible? That's not what it's talking about, bro. Thy kingdom come. My guy, you're a citizen of heaven. You don't remember what I told you? I think all of our purpose, you have been sent here from kingdom. You guys, you're not, you think you guys all come from different countries. You think you're American. You're a citizen of heaven. You have been sent here to show your culture to a thing called time. That's amazing. Yeah, equal wage dropping now. Be careful. Because now if any of those tech go, that faded all of it. I thought the staples were going to go. With a Rooney. I don't know. Some individuals have held up. But yeah, you're starting to dump here. Now look, though. I'm telling you to pay attention. It's not just the VWAP dump. It's because equal weight's going down. Last time equal weight was down, everything was down. This time that little tech bounce helped you out. So watch out for that. So yeah, man. Original ideas. I don't want to bog you down too much. All right. I want to talk about the light, the temple. And I'll just simplify it for you, man. You know, again, the kingdom of God living inside of you. You are the temple. You are a citizen of heaven. Show your culture to this thing called time, brother. The Bible refers to this temple all the time. Do you know that? You know, in the New Testament, Jesus refers to a temple that was not made by human hands. What is that temple, my guy? Can you tell me about a temple that exists right now that was not built by human hands? Do any of you know? I've asked you this before. Can you show me where it is? I know exactly where it is. Do you know? Where is the temple? Ah, wonderful. You get it. Go, take your hand right now. Just like right around your eyes, on the sides of your head. Just go, you could tap it. Have you ever heard of your temple? Isn't that funny? Your brain. You got a temple right there. All of you. You see what I'm saying? Misconception, or is that the original concept? I guess it's by your ears. Do you get it? There's only one temple, not made by hands, that exists. You all have one. It's in your head, literally. You see what I'm saying? That's your mind, brother. Oh, I hope you crucify. Carry your cross. Crucify the senses, brother. Make thy eye single, the way, the truth, and the light. He has an original idea built inside of you. A purpose. It's in you right now. So, the final thing I want you to get. This is something I've shared with you a few times already. I need to remind you again. It relates to what I was telling you earlier with some of this stuff. And how to think about things. And even the destination. Truly. The more you start realizing your destination, the more you are solid in your destination, brother. Oh, it's going to be beautiful. Can't wait to meet you. You're going to understand this, and you're going to keep thinking like this. Again, even the kingdom of God, brother. This is what you have to understand about the kingdom. It's coming. Do you understand? I don't care what they say. I don't care history. I don't care what's came before me. I don't care what comes after me, because I know what's the verdict is. I hope you do too. This is what I'm saying. This change in mind, this change in mindset to be able to yes, there's charges. There are real charges, brother. But the verdict. This is what you got to think, man. And I hope none of you forget this. I hope you wrote it down. Consequences are more important than decisions. I've shared this with you. Please do not forget this. For your own sake. Do you understand? Do you see how this relates to either the new, the old? Do you see how this relates to the kingdom? That's why I say the kingdom is coming, because that's the consequence. I don't care what happens prior. I care about the consequence. I don't care about the charges. I care about the verdict. Consequences are more important than the decisions. How many of us have been taught to think opposite of that? It's like, seriously, think about it. You know what they say? They say you make a decision, you gotta live with it, right? Have you ever heard that? Have your parents ever told you that? I've heard judges say that in court cases. You make the consequence, you gotta live with it, right? That sounds familiar. No? All right, I made the Celsius free at 100%. So that at least we got one out of the events. And again, that one doesn't have any headlines yet either. That's the crazy part. Just like the FedEx yesterday. That's what I was saying. We went through like 150 names to get like, what, 2? But hey, it worked. But yeah, you've heard that, right? They say you make a decision, you got to live with the consequences. That's not true. I don't think that's true. My guy, a decision is just in the moment. A decision is one moment. You don't live in the decision, you live in the consequence. No? You decided to make a long term. You don't live in that decision, you live in the consequence of it. You decide not to. Whatever it is. Health, food, habits, money habits, anything, you name it. You are not living in your decisions. You are living in your consequences. And that's why I'm telling you, if the consequence is more important than the decision, don't ever make a decision that is more important than the consequences. You have to start thinking this. That's what I'm saying. I don't care about the decision in the moment. I don't care what happens. I care about the destination. I care about the consequence. Because decisions give birth to consequences. So yes, you're going to have to make decisions. You're going to have to make many of them every day. Don't shy away. Your whole life is going to be decisions. But what your life is really the consequences. Is it not? That is what gives it birth. So this is all. Please write this down somewhere. And don't ever forget this. This will make you better at money too. This will make you better at analyzing, at interpreting, at everything. This will make you better with people. This will make you better with everything. Stop studying the decision. Don't study the decision, study the consequences. Exhaust the study of the consequences. My guy, you're going to be good to go. That's why I say, bro, it don't matter if you make the wrong decision, if you pick the wrong way, but you do it quickly, because it's about the consequence. And once you understand the consequence, you're going to go from there and live through that. And that's going to lead to your next decision. My guy, the next time you see a stock, a not stock, a play, a long-term, making an AI company, making any company and using AI, remember, you ain't got to just be a coder, bro. Exhaust the study of consequences. If you could do that, well, there you go. You just elevated your mind better than 90% of people. I would argue 99% of people. It wasn't always like this, but we live in a world everyone thinks it's the decision. Again, I've told you consequences many times, but I need you to understand this as a study. This is a school of thought. This is an intellectual framework. Do you understand? So I don't care, as religious as it may sound to you, this is to make you a better thinker, a more accurate thinker, a clear thinker, a non-influenced thinker. Do you understand? Exhaust the study of consequences, not the decisions. That's why you don't get it. Have you ever had to make a decision and you go through all the decisions and you get overwhelmed and exhausted? Ta-da! Yeah, I feel you. It is overwhelming. That's how I feel like when it's travel or my girl wants to go somewhere. I'm like, man, so many decisions. No, think about the consequence. That's why you watch. Where are you gonna take your family? Where are you gonna take your girl? What are you gonna get her for her birthday? Don't worry about what to get her. Worry about the consequence of what you do or don't get her. Oh man, I just saved some of y'all. Same thing. Your children, how you raise them, my guy. It's not about the decision you make today. I know, do I put them in school? Do I put them here? Do I let them do this? Do I do this? Do I make them a long term or not? Consequences. You won't get overwhelmed because you'll realize it's much more intellectual. You study the consequences, in an odd way, it's not as overwhelming. Because the decisions are endless, are they not? And then you got to make a decision to not even understand the consequence, and you don't give it the weight. It all leads to the consequence. And guess what? You're not going to live in the decision. I guarantee it. You're going to make a decision, and out comes the consequence, baby. So I hope you think like that. Take that to the bank. That is your philosophy, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you guys are subscribed. We're live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before open. Drop your thumbs up on the video. YouTube.com/thestockmarket. That took a while. There was a lot. And we got movements and we had to play during it. So yeah, man. I hope you feel, bro. I hope you feel.
To the people, I'm penning it like I'm Paul. It don't matter about the evil, it matter about the God. It don't matter about the weapons, it matter about how you armed. All that matters is the weather, when weather to bet the farm. I ain't gotta see it to believe it. If it's signing, then it's needed. And my eyes don't need a reason. I won't even try to explain it unless it say I got a feeling. I'm gonna sing my praise like David, but the king is still a killer. Listen up and go and get the tropes. Hope you know you ain't scared of them, they scared of you. And I know you might be scared to take that point of view. You see them arrows in my back? Yup, son, that's gonna happen too. But the harvest's on the way. You gon' barter every day. That means you have to make a trade. Either life or it's the grave. The result will not remain. Every day will bring a change. Kinda funny and it's strange how the hope will pave the way. You hearing what I say? The only difference between you and them comes down to faith. There's a difference in the man who believes in a better day. Cause once you believe it's past, you willing to wilt away. We was never willing to be the same. We want it all in the long run. They want it all today. My father is really awesome. Don't bother with giving snakes. Regardless, I can't control it. So either way, giving thanks. Yep, you could take that one to the bank. A leader without a rank. A speaker without a face. A people without a race. They eating without a taste. They scheming without a safe. The meanings have been replaced. Another time, another place, we could talk about it. Keep some oil in them lamps, don't get caught without it. Want them once, want them twice, they never talk about it. If you never get a second chance, then that ain't meant to happen. What I understand is you ain't trying to understand. Take 100 grand, then 100 undergrads. Pay them all to make a plan, but they couldn't comprehend what it means to never die, but somehow still be born again. It's a letter to the people, I'm penning it like I'm Paul. It don't matter about the evil, it matter about the God. It don't matter about the weapons, it matter about how you armed. All that matters is the weather, when weather to bet the farm. It's a call. God, this the new economy. Bring the joy like Jollibee. Dictate like I'm Aladdin. I don't need apologies. Only need my guy with me. My girl look like a model thing. I'm pricing in apostrophes. The price is always taught to me. Feeling like it great. I need a meal, but I just say, how you feel is what it ain't. Confusing truth with the feeling. Make a smaller problem great. Trying to get it way too early. Easy way to get it late. So I ain't driving slow. It's that college dropout. This is more like college honor roll. Always see them talking, but I never seen them buy the lows. They flexing when they got it, but they never show you where it goes. Homie told me Vamanos. Know you bout that trabajo. We don't know impossible. Only know that give and go. Something like a pick and roll. I call it out. They get the score. They talking, but don't check the board. They acting real, but fill the door. Dog, I'm feeling blessed. I did a lot by using less. Pray to God with all this stress. I only need a little rest. And back again and hit my reps. Watch my heart and guide my steps. Don't focus on the shit you lost. Focus on the shit that's left. So let it ride out. Gotta keep it jumping like a mother and buy it now. real shit, all this dummy shit is boring me. Put me in the book of life, the author and authority. My father is the king, I'ma let him go to war for me. I got a lot of things, but my soul still mean more to me. Down with cannibals, they probably gonna eat your nest. 100 on the crib before I ever put it on my neck. Here, write this down, I don't want you to forget. God gave me this gift, I'm chained to him, not the shit. Just items, rather be like him. The valley in the shadows, I will not be frightened. I don't do the third eye, the word enlightens. Discern how they swerve, all they words, no biting. So smooth with it, wanna imitate it. Saint drip, bitch, I am inundated. In a little different, it's more than innovation. Always had a different vision if we both facing the same location. Oh, I'm patient, y'all keep playing. Haven't you noticed that we the same? No changing, y'all still flaking. I'm still crazy, smoke that hazy. This'll be the part where I tell them that they lazy. Next Jim Cramer, but Bloomberg hate me. And the plays hit, so y'all can't blame me. Instant so sits, but the money from the 80s. Why you think I keep on telling y'all it's for the taking? Listen, little nephew, can't you feel the vibration? You don't need a preform to get a live nation. Bar is hella hard, you only get it if you play it. LYB, no PRAYIG, make it like they famous. They so draining, they complaining. Do it every day like it was an occupation. What they paying? I'm just saying, I get money on every effort. I ain't better, just a veteran professor of the Benjamins and Jeffersons. It's not about the melanin, it's more about the skeletons, the shit that's in the medicine. Oh no, here we go again, the type of conversation turned them feminine. I am, I have, I shall, no questioning, no mentioning. I think this is the part where the sentence end, period. It's a call, baby. Feels like it's gonna be a good day. Satan, hold on by a crib, that's that, that's ours, why wait, be great, that's that, no way, we changed, what's the plan, that's that, out my way, that's the play, new game, that's that, can't believe they missed it on my kindness, I can't believe they forsake all the guidance, I can't believe they couldn't see the timing, Father, think we should remind us. I'm free, no strings, no chains, that's that. One God, one king, one way, that's that. Sovereign, supreme, what you know about that? One thing before you leave, please don't come back. Never needed, then you needed Jesus. I'd rather have no friends than hang with demons. Your brother gonna show up when he needed, but can the two still walk with that agreement? Satan, hold on by a crib, that's that, that's ours. Why wait? Be great, that's that. No way, we change. What's the plan? That's that. Out my way, that's the play. New game, that's that. Wanna gamble? That's a game for the gods. What's the matter? Thought you knew about the laws. Father, why?
Oh, my bad. I played too many, bro. I was just snacking away. Protein, dog. Protein. Oh, well, good afternoon. I actually said it right. It is the afternoon. It's nice, bro. It's like cloudy, sunny, but I like it. I like it, bro. But Chad, we only got like an hour and a half left. What a day. What a day. Kind of, I don't know, kind of a dud. You know, at Dow's up most of the rally. You haven't given it back. HLF, Herbalife. But, yeah, 2% on Herbalife. Oh, but you know, I still think it's a good day. We still got a couple in there, and we got to cash out those AMDs, so I guess not too bad. Not too bad. You still have a couple more earnings in events. OpenAI, Microsoft upgrading GPT-5 with release of 5.1. Nice. Skyworks, yeah, that could be a possibility. I need to see where they're at if they're still down, because remember, they're like tied to Apple and tech, so you know, this, like, they used to be popping back in the day. No, definitely. And you need to figure out why. There was something, I don't know if they split from Apple or Qualcomm, but there was something with it. But yeah, that could be it. You gotta wait till all of these are released, you guys. So maybe one day you'll have an album by Uncle Answers with all of these tracks you guys have been hearing. There's a lot. I didn't realize it when I did it with Uncle, but I think total, it would actually be like 18. I think 18 songs, which is kind of insane for like an album. You know what I'm saying? Kind of wild. I think they're not going to release the data. That's what they were saying, right? They're saying you'll get the November data later, but then they're not going to release the October data. I don't know. I don't know if that was a rumor or not. But yeah. I'm drinking the Lassie, bro. This thing has so much sugar, though. Holy crap. Blackstone nears $130 million deal for San Francisco Four Seasons to acquire a hotel as soon as Wednesday. Huh? You're gonna turn it to a data center? It's from the White House. It's legit. Was that from the speech of Caroline? I think we missed it. I'm kind of down to listen to it, bro. I feel like I haven't heard one of these in so long.
As you know, President Trump had a very successful meeting on his trip to Asia with President Xi, where they discussed the need for China to crack down on fentanyl production and distribution, which ultimately makes its way here to the United States of America. And the FBI director recently traveled to China following President Trump's meeting to meet with his counterpart in Beijing. And he has a really positive announcement for the American people to share. So the president wanted me to bring the FBI director out to share that with all of you today. So Cash, please, thank you for being here.
Marcus does some weird magic shit.
As Caroline mentioned, we have some tremendous news thanks to President Donald J. Trump once again for the American people. As soon as the President of the United States took office, he issued a mandate to rid America of the scourge that is fentanyl, a drug that has killed hundreds of thousands of Americans. Thanks to his leadership and direct engagements with China, we set up a framework to execute that mission 8 months ago. Attorney General Bondi immediately thereafter took steps to engage her counterpart in China at the Ministry of Public Security. Pursuant to their direct discussions, as the FBI director designated to run counterpoint on this, along with the Secretary of State Rubio and Ambassador Perdue and the team here at the White House, we set forward a path to implement the policy needed to crush the plague of fentanyl. Deputy Attorney General Blanche and our teams have been hard at work ever since, ultimately culminating in my trip to Beijing last week. This was only possible due to President Trump's historic engagement with President Xi just a few short weeks ago that set the stage for today's announcement. At that meeting, the leaders reached an agreement. But just to put this in frame for the American people, a reminder here that nearly 100,000 people died of fentanyl overdoses just last year alone. Here, this year, under this president, the FBI has seized 1,900 kilograms of fentanyl so far. That is a 31% increase from the same time period last year. To put it in perspective, that's enough fentanyl to kill 127 million Americans. Fentanyl precursors are what makes up fentanyl. While we, the interagency, the Department of Justice, have been fighting hard to seize and stop drug traffickers.
Yeah, that was the news from the morning on the
fentanyl precursors, the ingredients necessary to make this lethal drug. That was the sole purpose of my trip to China, to eliminate these precursors. And if successful, we would suffocate the drug trafficking organization's ability to manufacture fentanyl in places like Mexico. This was the first time an FBI director has been to China in over a decade and received the audience with his counterpart to address this matter directly. And again, thanks to President Trump's direct engagement with President Xi, the government of China committed fully to my engagement there on the ground in Beijing at a level never seen before. While at Ministry of Public Security headquarters, I met with my counterpart at MPS, where the Chinese government agreed on a plan to stop fentanyl precursors. What does that mean? The People's Republic of China has fully designated and listed all 13 precursors utilized to make fentanyl. Furthermore, they have agreed to control 7 chemical subsidiaries that are also utilized to produce this lethal drug. Effective immediately, essentially, President Trump has shut off the pipeline that creates fentanyl that kills tens of thousands of Americans. These substances are now banned, and they will no longer be utilized by the Mexican drug trafficking organizations or any other DTOs around the world to make this drug. This historic achievement has saved tens of thousands of lives. This historic achievement would not be possible without the tremendous team of President Trump, the Attorney General, the Department of Justice, the Federal Justice, and Ambassador Perdue in China, whose roundly engagement for imperative to achieving this result. This is another example of how President Trump defends the American people, provides security for the American people, and puts the American people first. This is a historic first of its kind achievement by any president to stop the scourge of fentanyl, and it should be championed by every single American. This achievement will save lives. We are thankful for President Trump's steadfast leadership, and this FBI will fearlessly follow in his footsteps to ensure that this mission of safeguarding the American public is achieved every single day. Thank you. Thanks very much.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Okay. Thank you again, Director Patel. Before we get going, I do have one quick scheduling announcement. Tomorrow, President Trump will be joined by the First Lady in the East Room for an executive order signing aimed at expanding opportunities for education, career development, housing, and other resources for young people transitioning from foster care to adulthood. This is part of the First Lady's Fostering the Future efforts, which are a Be Best initiative. In other news, the Democrats dragged on the government shutdown for 43 days, the longest shutdown in U.S. history. But tonight, thanks to Republicans, the White House is very hopeful that this shutdown is going to come to an end. The damage caused by the Democrats with this reckless government shutdown cannot be forgotten. It is entirely the fault of the Democrat Party. Just look at the vote count. Hundreds of thousands of federal employees have missed their paychecks. Tens of billions in wages and benefits were withheld, impacting vulnerable families. Millions of low-income Americans missed their SNAP benefits. Nearly 20,000 flights at airports across the country were delayed due to staffing shortages, causing Americans to miss family events, vacations, and work obligations. According to Airlines for America, an estimated 5.2 million travelers have had their flights disrupted over the course of the Democrat shutdown. And our economy has lost billions and billions of dollars in economic activity over the course of this shutdown, hurting consumer sentiment and crushing the travel and hospitality industries. According to a CBO estimate, the Democrat shutdown could end up decreasing fourth quarter economic growth by 2 whole percentage points. The Democrat shutdown made it extraordinarily difficult for economists, investors, and policymakers at the Federal Reserve to receive critical government data. The Democrats may have permanently damaged the federal statistical system, with October CPI and jobs reports likely never being released, and all of that economic data released will be permanently impaired, leaving our policymakers at the Fed flying blind at a critical period. It's hard to recap all of this without asking a simple question: why? Why have the Democrats put the American people through this pain for 43 days in a row? And it feels like Groundhog Day being up here again talking about this Democrat shutdown. And the answer to
that's the thing. That's the line. I know Trump said something too. It's all like 40 minutes ago. But why is it like? But why would it be permanently impaired? Like I already thought like maybe the compromise BLS. We already doubted it, but like, because last time they do it, I'm pretty sure they collect the data. So if there wasn't any data collection and people really weren't working, I mean, I guess, but usually they still collect all the data still. So yeah, man, I don't know.
Question is pure partisan politics. They started this shutdown with a ridiculous demand to force taxpayer-funded healthcare benefits to illegal aliens who broke into our country. Even after it was clear President Trump and Republicans would never force American taxpayers to pay for free healthcare for illegals. In fact, President Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill fixed that problem. The Democrats kept dragging this reckless government shutdown on for weeks longer to boost their turnout in an election, perhaps one may guess. That's because the Democrats are totally captured by their far left-wing base, who only care about attacking President Trump, even if it means hurting innocent Americans in our country. The Democrats' weakness and their unwillingness to buck the fringe members of their party dragged this harmful shutdown on for 7 weeks and inflicted massive pain onto the American public. But let's be clear, the clean CR being voted on today in the House of Representatives that will lead to the reopening of the federal government is what President Trump and Republicans have supported from day one. Our troops, air traffic controllers, and federal employees will be back to receiving their regular paychecks. Families in need will get back to receiving their food purchasing assistance, and the people's government will soon be back open for business. President Trump looks forward to finally ending this devastating Democrat shutdown with his signature, and we hope that signing will take place later tonight. On another matter, I want to address the affordability issue that's received a great deal of media attention this past week, which is ironic because it didn't receive that much attention when Joe Biden was here and inflation was at a record high 9%, the worst inflation crisis in modern American history. And President Trump won a landslide election in part to address the affordability issues created by Joe Biden and the Democrats. And that's exactly what President Trump has done since day one of his administration.
Since the first day in office and every day since,
the Trump administration has taken aggressive action to fix the Biden-created cost of living issues. The notion that the same Democrats who just shut down the federal government to sabotage our economy, rob people of their paychecks, and also help Joe Biden ratchet up inflation to 9% are now suddenly affordability champions. That notion is completely absurd, and it's something only the liberal media would have the gall to push. But the reality is that President Trump and his administration have done so much to lower prices and increase the economic prosperity of the American people, and this president and his team of amazing economic advisors are going to keep working on this issue every single day. In less than 10 short months, President Trump signed the largest middle-class tax cuts in American history, including no tax on tips, overtime, and Social Security, which will guarantee that next year Americans are going to put more money back into their pockets. The president has completely unleashed American energy dominance to help bring gasoline prices to the lowest in 5 years, and we expect them to continue to decrease. And it has also lowered energy costs overall. There is more work to do, but again, the president's deregulatory and pro-American energy agenda is absolutely going to continue to drive down prices. This formula worked in the president's first term, and we expect that it's going to work again. And this is key because we know energy costs are the #1 driver of inflation. Again, just look at what Joe Biden did to our energy industry over the past 4 years of his administration, and look at what happened to inflation as a result. Everything became more expensive. To lower prescription drug prices and healthcare costs, the president has been working around the clock on this issue. He is obsessed with negotiating these good deals on behalf of the American people to bring down pharmaceutical costs and drug costs for Americans, and he has done so on a number of fronts. You've seen him discuss that in the Oval Office several times. To fuel small businesses, lower their costs, and incentivize hiring, the Trump administration has already cut 30 unnecessary regulations for every new one on the books, which we know will save employers and small businesses across the country thousands of dollars in regulatory burdens. All of these pro-Trump policies are working, and they will continue to work. Wages are rising at the fastest pace of the start of a presidential administration in 60 years. The cost of the typical new mortgage is down by nearly $3,000 per year. There's much work to do, and this administration will continue to do it. But President Trump has already made great progress in cleaning up the economic disaster that was created by Joe Biden. With that, I will take your questions today, and in our new media seat, we have Bev Turner, who works for a new outlet, a UK outlet, but based here in Washington, D.C., GB News. Bev, thank you for being here today. Why don't you kick us off?
Thank you, Caroline. So the clock is ticking on the Friday deadline by which the BBC must retract and apologise for their malicious edits of the President show last year. The recently resigned Director General of the BBC yesterday described the organisation as the very best of society and blamed the enemies of the BBC for this outcome. Also yesterday, the senior government minister launched a fierce defence of the channel in the House of Commons, saying the broadcaster remains a light on the hill for people all over the world. So, does the President feel that the network is taking this situation seriously? Does he believe that they've shown sufficient regret? Does this strained relationship between the President and the Prime Minister And given that the organisation is publicly funded, is the President prepared to bankrupt the BBC in his pursuit of truth and justice?
Well, thank you, Bev. There's a lot of questions in one there. I will say I know the President has a very good relationship with Prime Minister Starmer. You have been there, you've seen them in their interactions, you've questioned both leaders in your time joining us when we've gone to the United Kingdom a few different times now. However, he has always been very frank when he disagrees with leaders, even whom he has a good relationship with. And the BBC, being a fair news organization, is definitely an outlet I think these two leaders would disagree. The President has made it very clear that this is a leftist propaganda machine that is unfortunately subsidized by British taxpayers, and he thinks that's extremely unfortunate for the great people of the United Kingdom and Great Britain. And I think that the President was deeply concerned by the editing, the purposeful and dishonest editing of his speech that was so clearly fake news, and he rightfully dubbed that term many years ago, and this is a classic example of that. We see it in the United States all the time, we see it now in the United Kingdom. As you know, the President's external legal counsel has filed a lawsuit against the BBC. We expect that to continue, and whether they apologize or not is up to them. Thanks for being here, Bev. We do.
Caroline.
Sure.
I have your statement about the new Epstein emails that have been released by House Democrats. Separate from why you believe the emails were made public, can you address their substance? Did the President ever spend hours at Jeffrey Epstein's house with a victim?
These emails prove absolutely nothing other than the fact that President Trump did nothing wrong. And what President Trump has always said is that he was from Palm Beach, and so was Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein was a member at Mar-a-Lago until President Trump kicked him out because Jeffrey Epstein was a pedophile and he was a creep. And this email you refer to with the name of a victim that was unredacted now and has since been reported on in this room, so I will go ahead and say it, Virginia Guffrey. And it was CBS's own reporting media that recently wrote that Ms. Guffrey maintained, and God rest her soul, that she maintained that there was nothing inappropriate she ever witnessed, that President Trump was always extremely professional and friendly to her. And so I think it's a question worth asking the Democrat Party, and you should all go ask them after this briefing, of why they chose to redact that name of a victim who has already publicly made statements about her relationship with Jeffrey Epstein and is unfortunately no longer with us. Mary.
Thank you. Two questions on this. In the interest of transparency, why not just go ahead, release the full files on Epstein, get this all over with?
This administration has done more with respect to transparency when it comes to Jeffrey Epstein than any administration ever. In fact, this administration, the Department of Justice, has turned over tens of thousands of documents to the American people. We are cooperating and showing support for the House Oversight Committee. That's part of the reason you are seeing these documents that were released today, because of the House Oversight Committee's and Republicans' efforts to get these out to the public. This administration also moved, the Department of Justice also moved to unseal grand jury testimony, which we know unfortunately a judge declined those requests. So this administration has done more than any, and it just shows how this is truly a manufactured hoax by the Democrat Party. For now they're talking about it all of a sudden because President Trump is in the Oval Office, but when Joe Biden was sitting in there, the Democrats never brought this up. This wasn't an issue that they cared about because they actually don't care about the victims in these cases. They care about trying to score political points against President Trump, as we of course seen with this government shutdown. And this entire thing, again, it's not a coincidence to the American people at home. There are no coincidences in Washington, D.C., and it is not a coincidence that the Democrats leaked these emails to the fake news this morning ahead of Republicans reopening the government. This is another distraction campaign by the Democrat and the liberal media, and it's why I'm being asked questions about Epstein instead of the government reopening because of Republicans and President Trump.
But given your transparency, Caroline, why are White House officials then meeting with Representative Boebert in an effort to try and get her to not sign this petition calling to release the files?
Doesn't it show transparency that members of the Trump administration are willing to brief members of Congress whenever they please? Doesn't that show our level of transparency? Doesn't that show the level of transparency when we are willing to sit down with members of Congress and address their concerns? That's a defining factor of transparency. Having discussions with members of Congress about various issues. And I'm not going to detail conversations that took place in the Situation Room in the press briefing room. Reagan. Thank you. I'm glad someone does.
First, on the shutdown. The shutdown deal reverses the administration's risk. It also prohibits foreign packing.
10 minutes for power.
Input on this element of the deal, and if he's at all disappointed that to reverse the downsizing of government during shutdown.
I mean, look, I think it's about 6,000 workers total. When you look at that in comparison to the reduction in the federal workforce that this administration has done since January to get rid of the waste, the fraud, the abuse, and to reduce the size of our federal bureaucracy, we've done a lot of great work on that front, and we will continue to. But obviously, the president's main priority was to reopen the federal government and get people back to work, and that's what this deal accomplishes.
There's been reports in Israeli media that the U.S. is considering building a temporary military base on the Gaza border. Can you confirm?
Yeah, that's why.
So I've had a conversation directly with the reporter who wrote this
Egypt,
article, and this article was based on a single piece of paper, an inquiry that somebody in the Department of Navy made about an idea that may happen in the future. And this reporter deemed that as an official plan and ran a story that the United States is looking into it. I checked with the highest levels of the United States federal government. This is not something the United States is interested in being engaged in. It's not something we're currently involved in right now. That we will be funding, and the president has been very clear he wants to see boots on the ground with respect to what's happening in the Middle East. We've made great peace. We've made great progress with the peace plan in Gaza, and we want to continue to see that move forward. But I put a comment in that story for a reason. And sometimes we see reporters take a piece of paper like this and just deem it as official policy, and sometimes that misleads people a little bit. Sure.
There's been a question about UK intelligence sharing regarding the drug interdictions and all that kinds of things. How will that affect this military operation? There's been a lot of discussion about the high caliber of the intelligence that has been provided before any of these military actions take place.
I've seen that report. Hello. I've seen that report. I'm familiar with reporting, but we don't comment on intelligence matters, classified intelligence matters, as you know. As for the Trump administration's position on our narco-terrorist campaign in the Caribbean, it is going to continue, and the president has made it very clear he's not going to allow terrorists to bring illegal drugs that kill American citizens into our great country. Sure, John. I'll go to John and then Zolan. Go ahead.
Thank you so much. Trump has talked about sending $2,000 checks to U.S. citizens. Earlier this year, he also talked about sending a Doge dividend. That didn't materialize. Should U.S. citizens expect a $2,000 proposal? Is the White House committed to making that happen?
The White House is committed to making that happen, yes. And we are currently exploring all legal options to get that done. I don't have a timeline for you or any further details, but I can confirm for you that the president made it clear he wants to make it happen. And so his team of economic advisors are looking into it. And when we have an update, we'll provide one. Zolan.
You said at the top that one of the costs of the government shutdown was that people missed their SNAP benefits. Can you explain then why the administration went to court to fight for funding of food stamps and SNAP?
So recipients missed their SNAP benefits because the Democrats shut the government down. And they forced the administration to tap into a contingency fund that did not even fund the full entirety of this program. And so then you had an unhinged judge who was trying to dictate from the bench what the executive branch has to pay for and where that money has to come from. That is judicial overreach at its finest, and so that's why the administration pushed back on that. We can't have the judicial branch telling the executive branch that we need to rob the Children Nutrition Fund, which is what this judge was trying to do, to pay for SNAP benefits. That's completely inappropriate and it's unconstitutional, and we've been proven right with that legal argument. But now the good news is, again, thanks to Republicans and in several hours President Trump, the government is going to be reopened, and SNAP recipients are going to receive their full benefits, which is what President Trump has always wanted to do. Stephen.
Why also did you need the judicial process for that? I mean, during the shutdown, didn't the administration have a responsibility to tap into any of those reserves to ensure that essentially
we did tap into it. We did tap into the contingency fund. And then the judge told us, no, you have to get more money from a children's nutrition fund. And we felt that was judicial overreach. You shouldn't tell the president which fund he has to rob because the Democrats are holding the country hostage by shutting down the federal government. Stephen, go ahead.
Well, if the president is considering a pardon for Ghislaine Maxwell.
Again, he's answered this repeatedly. It's not something he's talking about or even thinking about at this moment in time. I can assure you of that. Stephen.
Caroline, I've got 2 questions about New York for you.
Sure.
First,
you always do.
Mayor-elect
for the New York Post.
Mayor-elect Mamdani, he said that he plans to reach out to President Trump and that, quote, this is a relationship that will be critical. Does the White House have a response to this planned outreach?
It's the first time I'm hearing of it. I'll let the president respond himself to that comment by Mr. Mamdani.
So my second question, Jack Schlossberg, the grandson of President Kennedy, announced today that he's running for Congress. He in the recent past has referred to his uncle, the HHS secretary, as, quote, a rabid dog, and he said that the Trump administration is, quote, the most corrupt in American history. Does the White House have a comment on this sort of comment?
I like 2 times speed.
I don't even think such ridiculous comments are worth responding to. Obviously, those things are not true. And Secretary Kennedy is doing a phenomenal job bringing transparency and the gold standard of science back to our healthcare system. Eamon.
Thank you, Caroline. The president's hosting a number of Wall Street CEOs for dinner tonight here at the White House. Can you give us the names of the CEOs who are going to be here and give us a sense of what the president's message to Wall Street is going to be tonight?
I don't have a full list for you in front of me, Eamon. I know you've reported on some names and we've helped you navigate whether those names were truthful or false. But I know the president actually plans to bring some of you into the dinner tonight, so you'll see for yourself in several hours if that's okay with you.
And there's been reporting that the White House is frustrated with Bill Pulte and the rollout of his proposal for a 50-year mortgage. Can you tell us if the White House is frustrated with that rollout and if the White House still supports the idea of a 50-year mortgage for Americans?
This is a proposal that the president himself has commented on. I would refer you to the president's statements, and it's something that the administration is discussing and seriously looking into. Sure. Danny, and then go ahead.
Thank you. Some Democratic members of Congress have invited Britain's former Prince Andrew to testify on the Epstein scandal. I'm just wondering if President Trump thinks that former Prince Andrew should indeed come and testify to Congress on that.
I haven't spoken to him about that specific matter, but I can ask him and get back to you.
On the government shutdown, the president and House Republicans have declared they were not going to negotiate healthcare strategy while the government was shut down. Now, assuming that it reopens tonight, is the president intending to invite any Democrats over to have negotiations over these subsidies or any other plan to bring down the cost of health insurance?
I will just add that, as you pointed out, the Democrats were holding our country hostage to try to negotiate on a healthcare system that they created. Obamacare, as it's famously called, is a system the Democrats created. It is a broken system. It has driven up healthcare costs dramatically in this country. And now they shut the government down to try to fix that system they broke. It doesn't make any sense to us, which is why the president said that's a completely untenable position. However, once the government reopens, the president, as he's always maintained, is absolutely open to having conversations about healthcare. And I think you'll see the president putting forth some really good policy proposals the Democrats should take very seriously to fix, again, the system that they broke. You can't trust the same people who broke the system to fix it, and so the American people will continue to hear from the president on this issue.
Follow up on the question about the $2,000 payments of tariff revenue. The president had also talked about using tariffs to bring down the national debt. Would this be in lieu of that? Like this is now the new way maybe to use that tariff revenue?
No, the president put out a statement on this clarifying he wants to do both things with the tariff revenue that he's bringing into this country. Trillions of dollars are expected to continue to pour in, and it's part of the reason that the Supreme Court case is so vital for our country's future, to restore our manufacturing industry in this country, to protect our national security, to continue to allow the president to use tariffs as leverage to negotiate economic deals that, again, are good for our national security, and that revenue can then be used for various reasons, to pay down our debt and also perhaps to give these rebate checks back to Americans, which, again, the White House is exploring the legal options of how we can get that done. Catherine, go ahead.
Victor Orban said this week that President Trump promised Hungary some kind of financial shield. Do you have any details on how that we structure what that would look like?
I don't, but I'm happy to check with the National Security Council and get back to you.
One more. You recently said you checked with President Trump about wanting you to get an MRI, and it's triple. Would you give more detail on that?
I do, and I'm glad you asked. As stated in the memo provided on October 10th, President Trump received advanced imaging at Walter Reed Medical Center as part of his routine physical examination. The full results were reviewed by attending radiologists and consultants, and all agreed that President Trump remains in exceptional physical health, which I know all of you will see with your own eyes later this evening when he opens up his dinner to the press, and perhaps you will see him when he signs the bill to reopen the federal government. So stay tuned on plans for that. Thank you, everyone.
That's it. All right, perfect. All right, what we got? I wanted to hear the what's it called? I just wanted to hear the thing on the data where they're saying it's not going to come out in October, or the October data won't be released. Permanently damaged. And then they did bring up the Epstein files because everybody was, they go crazy over it. I mean, the only problem I have with, I already give you guys my view on the Epstein files, but it's so weird now. Not like that, but just it brings out some darkness in a lot of people. And I'm watching, that's just all these Antifa guys and all the people nobody brings up the pizza shit anymore? You guys remember that? Do you guys not recall that? And y'all know the Clintons were but that's what I'm saying. It's people use it to justify really drastic stuff. So, again, some of you guys, the way you react to it, it's just, it's not a vibe at all. Yeah, right. I don't know. There's a lot of things, but so some of you wanted to hear that, but I wanted to hear the October. I don't know why they won't. And then Open Door again. That's right now. Oh, wait. Oh, hold on. I think my girl just dropped off the dog, and he's
this year. And these companies sold a lot of billions, tens of billions of stock, and then they're down a good 30-40% in the last few months. Do those guys hold on is the real question.
That is the real question, and maybe we look forward to a 7th Greg Zuckerman book. You never know, because this is going to be the trade of the decade. I just have that feeling along with AI. Greg Zuckerman, really appreciate it. As always, my friend, thank you.
Great seeing you.
All right, great seeing you as well. We'll be right back.
right when I played it? My bad. I had to go get him real quick. They said they don't know yet. Well, the White House. That's why I played it. I know Trump put out a truth, and then, homegirl just said it. No, Kimberly. Where's Kimberly Clark? Tell it, bro. It's funny. I tripped out when she said that. I laughed. Is this guy still going crazy, bro? Do y'all hear him? This crazy. Mm-hmm. Alrighty. Well, I don't know, man. We got some decent shots today. Still, I felt like there would have been more. But at least the rally continues. That's actually one little baby sign, if you think about it. But then again, the NASDAQ is probably going to end it today. SPY's barely green, actually, 0.01. Oh, man. Bro, protein. Dude, I get sleepy. I had to eat the protein now, and I start yawning. Oh, man. But what a great day. And God bless America. So, yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. You got 2 minutes till power hour. And then, yeah, you let me know, man. You let me know. Anything off topic, on topic, long-term topic, you name it. You name it. It's the hibernation season. No, dude, it's the food. You guys have known me for years. Anytime like I eat, I get like sleepy. That's why I don't like eating. And like especially like during the day. But now like I don't know though. I haven't really noticed an effect. Like I still just shit everywhere. That's just like a Josh thing, but I don't know. Like I feel better that I'm not eating only protein supplements, but it feels the same. I don't know how to describe it. It generally feels the same. Like I don't know, but I'm eating the protein now. So I eat two yogurts, 2 skiers for every protein shake I would drink. So I'm eating like maybe like 3 or 4 of these a day. And then, yeah, just a lot. But yeah. You switch to beef, chicken, and turkey. I thought, dude, that would put me to bed, dude. That would put me to bed. Pizza? I don't know. Pizza. Could be the rumor. I remember people were denying it after all that. Clear protein? What do you mean? Lentils? I'm not a fan of lentils. Like, yeah, because like when there was like an Egyptian dish, I forgot what it was, but like it was like lentils and shit, and I hated it as a kid. I could eat it good though. Like now, like if you could make it good, I'm down. But I hated it as a kid. I wasn't down. And it's power hour. I can't find the Chobani yogurt drinks, dog. Like they have them like individually when they're smaller at like random health places. Ever since I told y'all about the Costco, man, dog, I haven't been able to get my hands on anything. Dude, they don't have them at Costco no more. It was terrible, bro. They can't make them fast enough. Oh, Clear protein powder. It's a brand. I've drinking the Clear. I used to drink those like water-based ones. They were pretty good, but yeah, my only issue is like I never had a problem with it, but like, you know, deep down I felt like it was a gamble because like I get my protein through these supplements. Like I was definitely getting my protein intake, but like it's just all chemicals. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's all like eventually I don't think that's going to be, you know, the best, but yeah, that's why once I saw the yogurt ingredients and then I saw the amount of protein, I was like, you know, I'm gonna try it. So I've been on it for like what, 2 weeks now. But other than that, it's I don't notice. I just notice more bloating, I guess. But then I'm not having to take in supplements. I'm actually getting it through food. Dannon put out a statement. Protein yogurts can't be produced fast enough. Really? That's real? Well, dude, I haven't seen them at Costco since I told you guys. Then they were there the next day. I bought 2 cases and then I accidentally let them in the car, and then they let me return them. That was the craziest thing. You know that? I left these Chobani yogurts in the car for 2 weeks, and they were all messed up. And I took it back to Costco. I didn't even have the receipt. And she was like, oh, okay. I said, yeah, I left them in the car. And she's like, okay, boom. And then boom, I get it all back right away. No questions, bro. I said, that's crazy. That's a lot of dairy, I know. I'm not just go flip it. Terrorist! You guys hear him barking? Someone should start a protein yogurt business. I'll be your first customer. You guys should. I mean, I'll put them at the farm if anybody wants to come pick up, because I have a bunch of protein supplements if I'm not going to drink them. I think they expire in like January. So if you need some pro, let me know. This guy, you hear him? Protein. Why don't you make protein, bro. The Nuri, I don't like the Nuri ones. They're doable when I ran out of Fairlife. I have a pack of them. And that, I have the Oikos one. Those are good. They're all decent. I think Fairlife's the best, but then like, yeah, I'm trying to get away from them all. Viral protein? What do you mean? I should have named the dog Howard. I know. That was before Howard. Yeah, my girl got to choose the name. It's her dog. That's why. I just watch it from time to time until I get itchy. But then he stopped shitting in my house, which was great. That was a nice development. Yeah, ISO Pure. That's the one. Those are the clear ones. That was the one I used to drink. Yeah, I had those. But I don't know the subs. Supplements make it really easy though. Like it's actually there. Like you could actually you can get your good protein intake if you're not good at getting it otherwise. Do you see this guy? TRO. Damn, Netflix still going too. The premiums finally went up. DraftKinging. I don't know how the gambling stocks have been. Yeah, DraftKings starting to run up a little bit. SPY's coming down, so I mean, what, 30 minutes ago we broke the whole equal weight thing? In a weird way, the SPY, I think equal weight's catching up to the SPY. I don't think equal weight will go below open, but yeah, that was kind of disappointing, bro. You still got a little sign of rotation, at least many down names, but it flipped. And let me see what we got here. Dow Jones, 23 in the green, 7 in the red. So, believe it or not, more Dow names are green than any other time, just by 1. It's crazy. NASDAQ, 54 green, 47 in the red. That's a little better, too. And then SPY, 311 in the green. So, about like 20 names flipped red. All right, I gotta go pee.
Because
it's been dude, all of this
risk
protein and drinks, bro.
People needing to be pulled into this
bad
market.
Schedule here
and because positioning is neutral, there's still cash on the sidelines that needs to get invested, and thus we think that you could continue to see this chase as well as dips being bought rather quickly.
That's what this chase starts to look like. What we're witnessing now, you're not really running towards the mega caps. You're running towards all of these other areas which haven't done quite as well.
Yeah, well, great to be with you, Scott and Cameron. I don't want to give up on tech. I think we're having a bit of a rotation, probably has further to go, but tech, in our view, is still the dominant theme of this bull market. When we look at earnings, the earnings are the North Star of this bull market, but when you look under the hood, the earning estimates for tech over the last 3 months are up about 8%. That's double the S&P 500. We just saw today the AMD talking about 35% revenue growth for the next 3 to 5 years. So if the economy upticks next year, inflation comes down, and we have this kind of Goldilocks scenario, we will see more of this rotation, but I don't want to give up on tech. I still want to be overweight.
No one's suggesting giving up on it, but you sounds like you're making the case for continued outperformance by it.
If we're talking about the next 6, 12 months, yes. Over the next month or two.
6, 12.
Yeah, we're still overweight tech, we're overweight communication services, and we're going to stick with that until we see the earnings momentum actually shift relative to the rest of the market.
It's been interesting. I mean, we have had a little AI anxiety lately for a variety of reasons. Maybe, that's in part why a lot of the mega cap stocks have been down today. Of late, it's been a little more volatile. Deirdre Bose is taking a look at that. I mean, you can point to a number of different factors, D, as to why we are anxious about this trade.
Yeah, and I mean, if you take it all together, here's what it comes down to. The skeptics, they are getting louder, while the spending, it just continues unabated. You had Michael Burry continuing to warn against a bubble, posting a meme on X, most recently mocking the bulls who continue to justify what he sees as hype. Jim Chanos is getting in on the action, too, throwing cold water on Anthropic's latest data center plans. That spending, though, from Anthropic, $50 billion earmarked for AI infrastructure. It pales in comparison to what OpenAI has put out there, $1.4 billion. And what the mega caps are planning to spend on CapEx next year, close to $700 billion. Now, that alone, sure, it's enough to make investors jittery, but now you layer on how it's increasingly being financed through debt. And then, of course, the risk takes on a new edge. Now, Bank of America note this week pointing to, I like this, the watch out and the get out tells for booms and bubbles. Concludes that there are plenty of watch outs right now in the AI trade, like market cap concentration.
I'm feeling better. I think they just had to digest, bro. I had to digest and go to the bathroom. I didn't take a dump, though, but we're good. We're good. Burping. But Chattadonia, I'd wrap a Rooney, man. You got 50 minutes. I mean, either SPY and Equal Weight are both going to go down, or one's going to have a rip, but I think a lot of the Dow names that held up, it's been strong all day. And then tomorrow, you'll get a couple more events, and then you will be finding out about the shutdown. I mean, the vote's supposed to happen tonight. I think many people thought that we were going to get it today, but here we are, brother. Here we are. Tell me why. The left could be harsher than the right, says John Fetterman. Right would say really tough things in names, but on the left, it was like they want me to die. Or that they're cheering your next stroke. They even have a gif where they have a stroke in your head. Jeez. I mean, it's, hey, John, I did not think John Fetterman was going to be the voice of reason. You know that? I did not think. I was shocked that John Fetterman won when that's why, like, it was kind of alarming when they literally chose the guy who was, like, literally, he was in the hospital pretty much, and they chose him over Dr. Oz. And I was like, okay, that's surprising. And then on top of it, then he's just like, yeah, man, we should end the shutdown and be reasonable. A lot of things, bro. He has had some reasonable takes. It's actually, like, wild. I didn't see that coming. I didn't. So good for him. Ain't nothing but a long trade. Tell me why. Alright, man. Well, If you have any other questions, let me know, or you finalize them all and you're gonna wait here until you get some action or a lack thereof. We'll do some lunges while we're here. But yeah, I think it's gonna be chill, man. I mean, again, at least we got out of what started us this week. And remember, the seasonality isn't the hottest. It's hot in November, but like it gets crazier. What's it called? It gets crazier after next week. So you got to even go through next week. It like holds up. And then after NVIDIA, the end of November, that's where you get a lot more of the money. And think about it. You know, some people did tax loss sell early. So I would argue even a month ago. So towards the end of the month, I think some of them, it might buy back, you know. It all depends. Well, yeah, remember he was an upset. He won and he was like full Democrat. And then like he's a reasonable guy. I mean, I think he's still a Democrat, or did he switch to independent, or that was Fetterman? Or not Fetterman, what was the guy? Manchin. I think Manchin shifted from Democrat to independent, I think. But yeah, I don't know. John Fetterman has been oddly reasonable. I like it. I mean, I can't not like it. Like I'm saying, it was not really priced in, I would argue. I don't think that many people saw that one coming. Hence the reaction. He is truly an anomaly. He really is in many ways. In many, many ways. So other than that, man, we'll see. I mean, remember, you guys got midterms. And then, yeah, I'm sure even by the next election, that's where things are going to get crazy again. It's a couple years out. You got time. You got time. Oh, no, because he was like a full-on Democrat. And, like, yeah, remember, they voted him over. He was voted during the Biden stuff. And, like, like, he was kind of, like, very Democrat. I don't know what happened. I'd feel bad saying it was because of his like recovery or whatever, but whatever it was, dude, he just be speaking some sense sometimes. You're just like, what? Oh, it's good though. I mean, that's back in the day, man. You know, you'd have politicians that would act a certain way. So, well, you know, they kept it real to a certain degree. It wasn't so ideological. You know, the punishment for not sticking together wasn't as high. You know, they weren't beating people. Am I going to stay for SCWO earnings? Probably not. I'm going to stay for, I don't think any of the earnings. There's a couple. I mean, next week you'll get like Target and stuff like that. But I don't even think this earnings, in a weird way, you don't want, I mean, a small company like that, if they could come up with something, but you don't really want, you don't really even want to beat earnings this quarter. You don't want to miss either, but it's not like it did anything. Where is crypto right now? Oil down 4% on the day. I mean, a lot of people are talking about things going with the lower end and the pseudo recessions, and then there's oil. I don't know. Was that the buyout from yesterday? CF, NVO, Eli Lilly, Elijah, CSIQ. That was dumping earlier, right? All right, man. Haven't moved. Welcome. You guys know it's already like the middle of November. So by the end of this week, it'll be the 14th. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that something? Am I going to give my analysis on that? I am eventually, but too many people keep trying to time it. So I'm just not going to, I'll do it randomly whenever I see fit. So if that's what your hope was on a liquid stock, I wouldn't, yeah. So you might have to change your game plan. But I wouldn't vote for the reverse split though. That's the thing. And we need a little bit more pumperoonie out of the mineral type beat place. But again, ever since October, they kind of all slowed down. Time does fly. It's almost the end of the year, big dog. End of the year. Isn't that crazy? Like, it's actually almost the end of the year. Do you guys realize that? It's been over a year since the election. It sucks. I have a different thesis, not for that company. I have something to tell you guys by like Friday. I'll have a good one for you on Friday. Next Friday, not this Friday. So you're gonna have to wait. Michael Burry bio now reads Unchained. Blog launches November. Yeah, remember I was looking at first it said December, but then it didn't say blog. So let's see. Is he gonna make a YouTube? Michael Burry gonna start making stock? He gonna make a Substack? Oh my gosh! I knew he listens. Michael. Why does he go by Cassandra? Isn't it like some like mythology shit? Something about like the god of shorting or something like that. Meanwhile, he's just been killing it buying value stocks. I love it. I love it. Tell me mine. Dog, if he starts giving us value, I just like his value picks. I can't stress it enough, man. The guy is a value investor with an identity crisis for now. He thinks, I'm Batman. Gotta save Gotham. I'm like, no, man, just buy Pfizer. You did great with that. You did good. No. Guys, it's okay. Like, you're fine. You'll be fine, bro. Cassandra was a Greek tragedy, ability to see the future, but cursed in that no one would believe her. I look Batman. No, man, just Batman. Goodbye on China. Batman, gotta save it, shorty. No, Michael. I'll call you Cassandra. Just keep. What else should we buy? That's not a put. Oh, you're getting on an aircraft carrier and deploying Friday or next week. Let's go, baby. God bless you, man, and get ready. It's gonna be a journey. And stay safe out there and get a crib. I was just talking to another homie who was about to deploy. He deploys in a couple months, but I was telling him, man, you can still, I don't know. You just joined though, so I don't know if you're getting if you're going to qualify yet for like VA and some other stuff, but definitely keep that in mind. And even then, just get ready to lock in and also enjoy it too. You're going to get to go see the world. Where are you going to first? Where are you getting deployed to? Are you doing, is it Asia? Are you going to go Middle East? Are you going to go Middle America? What's up? I've never been on an aircraft carrier. That'd be so... I've been on a fake one, or it's like a real one in San Diego. But I've never been on one that moves. How does it feel when they move? I've never really thought about that. Do aircraft carriers, like, wobble like a boat? Or what? Cassandra was to be wed to Apollo, but she didn't want to, so he cursed her to be able to see the future, but no one will believe it. What? Michael Burry gonna have an arranged marriage? That's what that story implies? I didn't know that part. Or you hear they're like floating cities. I've heard that too. That's why I'm like, I don't know what it's like. Tell me why. He's about to be a partner at Apollo. That's a good curse. I mean, back in the day, the Greeks, they didn't have prediction markets or options. So maybe it wouldn't have been as great of an ability as you think. You're like, that's awesome. I love it. But it's like, I don't think it played out how you think, bro. You know, I don't think knowing the future back then would be that cool. Like, what were you going to do, bro? You going to front run cows? Like what? See? I never wanna hear you say I saw my long turn today. He shouldn't answer that. Is he not allowed to answer that? I think he is. I don't think we asked him confidential info. I mean, obviously I wouldn't recommend you guys go against your orders, but yeah. Your last comment was about getting ready for Black Friday. I know. The Chad facts don't lie, bro. But yeah. It happens. Tell me why. I got the over-under on Poseidon. Oh, Chadadonia. On Black, I mean, the last 2 weeks, people got buried. Y'all don't remember what they were just saying? You guys don't know? You guys don't know? You don't remember the Hindenburg? Want it long trade. My bad. Yeah, it cut me out my computer. Clapperoon, Chatadoon. Dude, it even had to update. I'm surprised that didn't take longer, but we're here. We're here, brothers. We're here. So I hope you're doing good. But wrap it up, man. That's it. I was considering just letting it stay off. I didn't think we did much. It should be coming back on. Should be coming back on. Want it long trade. All right. Hello. Do you hear me? Is it back on? Good. All right, man. That's it, man. Not bad, but yeah, technical difficulties. So welcome back. Welcome back, Chatadoon. Welcome back. I know. I was telling you, what was I saying right before? You guys don't remember? No, my computer just stopped, but like the computer didn't turn off. But yeah, it's good. But do you remember what I was saying? Right? It's funny what it cut off on. I went to the video and all it was like, do you remember the Hindenburg? And then it cut me out. I was like, okay. Well, shit. Spy's even coming up there a little bit. But yeah, you guys don't remember? Like 2 weeks ago, everybody was talking about, I think they were like 4 Hindenburgs triggered. But like I told you, man, I think I sounded prepubescent in the video. But, you know, remember, we talked about that a couple of times. We were saying how, you know, the Hindenburg is not just one way. You know, it's not one way. It goes both ways. So, yeah, bro. Ta-da. So, not bad. And here we are with a little bit of volatility to the upside. Ain't that something? DNTH. Is that on the list? Or is that was that the biotech? Dionith. Well, there you go, man. There's a couple more. There's 2 of them. The smaller, random, obscure ones popped. The big ones didn't. And then Celsius was the only one we caught on there. Fiserv did nothing. Oh, some Fiserv. I want it that way. All right. Oh, wait, I was going to say something's missing. There it is. Wait, March? Interesting. That's so weird. So some of the Airbnbs that weren't getting booked, they're getting activity for next year, but nothing for this year. I guess they're front running that back pay. Anything in the fucking hills are fucking killing it. Anything with snow, bro, everybody loves the snow. Want it long trade. But yeah, you guys don't remember the Hindenburg Omen? And then everybody was freaking out. But I was telling you, so I still think you might get more volatility. We talked about it the other day. Just be mindful. There's still there's literally a most hated rally potential. Or we're just going to stall out. And yeah. I want it load. Nothing's loading. Why does it load like this? Don't Their business in the Smokies. It's been the worst here. But next year is booking. Isn't that weird? That's what I'm saying. I was kind of surprised by that. Yeah. But then some properties did very good. And then, yeah, it's just been, I mean, I don't know, rentals. I haven't had any rental renewers. I think I got one vacant property, but it's a cheaper area. And I think they already found somebody. But yeah, that was interesting. I'm telling you, man, this whole government shutdown thing has had very interesting outcomes. And, like, you see it, bro. I don't know. It's been very different than other times because I'm like, dude, it really did, like, slow down. Netflix still. Yalla. Snowed? Your snow sucks? Is there any good places? I don't know. I want to go to like a snow town without having to ski. Preferably a place where you can't ski. Because then my girl gonna try to get me to ski and I'm like, I can't do that. Like, it's just not worth it anymore to try to learn. She's like, get an instructor. I'm like, no, I can't risk it. If I tear an ACL and I can't play basketball, I'm so grateful, bro. You guys have no idea. I haven't gotten injured. Oh, I don't even want to say it now. Damn it. Because yesterday, bro, somebody bit me. You know that? I got bit on the basketball court. I didn't tell y'all. My hand is like bleeding still. I have this crazy ass cut because I got bit. Homeboy bit me while playing basketball. You know, yeah, bro. Every time I play with them, I get like cut. They've been scratching me now. I'll be like, what, a guy, homeboy bit me, dog. Yeah, dog, it's crazy. Oh, I didn't even think about that. I might need like a tetanus shot or something, dude. Yeah, hold on, maybe. I didn't even think about that. I just hand sanitized that shit, you know what I'm saying? I said, fucking Purell that bitch. But yeah, dude, I'm so grateful I haven't gotten injured. You guys know that, right? No, it wasn't like a bite, like his tooth like hit my hand. But like I have a cut and it looked like a tooth. Like it definitely looked like a front tooth. It hurt for him probably because nobody reacted though. I just looked down and my hand was bleeding. And then I'm like, why does it look like teeth? And then I had another cut. I got like 2 more under my arms and shit. That DNTH is still going. Your boy. But like, yeah, man, I haven't gotten injured this year. You guys, that's amazing. That's amazing. You guys don't get it, bro. No shoulder. Usually every year I'll get fucked up a little bit and I'll have to take like a month out of the gym or at least. And then, yeah, dude, praise God, bro. Praise God. I'm glad though. I used some of the wisdom, man. I just stopped trying to lift heavy. I still got good though. I got I got some good shape, good ripness, everything, bro. I'm a real big fan. Ankle sprain, no. Thankfully, I'm flat-footed. It sucks for a lot of things, but like I literally can't roll my ankle. It's amazing. I'm like Wemby. Any advice on AI platforms? The ones we've talked about. I think you've asked me this before. But what I will do is this. I forgot to mention it this morning, but I guess I'll mention it for all of you. If I really want you guys to do it, and I don't know, man, if some of you guys, like if you have, like, dude, Tyree emailed me a couple good ideas, bro. I think I got back to one of them, but like, bro, you have some good ones you should work on. But like, dog, y'all should just come to the farm. You know that? We should just turn the farm into the farm incubator. You know, kind of like an incubator for conservatives, I guess. That way it's not like, you know, it's not going to be in San Francisco. I'm not going to make you do any, you know, I'm not going to make you compromise yourself for your investment. And I don't know if I'll invest in all of them, but I don't know. Y'all should come out, bro. And I think if you want to build or at least talk about it, I could show you some stuff. I'm not going to show you guys all of it, though, because that's why I can't show. I have my shit. I got some good shit, dog. Put us in this. Dude, I went to Costco yesterday. They had a portable sauna. It's literally like a bag. It's like a little plastic bag with a window. And it's called a portable sauna for $200. I said, no, man. This is Danaher. Yeah, it was terrible. You tore your calf muscle? That's terrible. That doesn't sound fun. My calf is like tight on my left foot. You're flat-footed and you roll your ankle? Really? It hurts? Really? I don't know, because like you should, like, because when you're flat-footed, your like up and down mobility is really tight, so it's harder to like up. That's why you could probably even jump high. My feet are like springs. That's why I could still jump. I think it's all because of the flat-footedness, but like, dude, I could walk on my ankles. Like till this day, I could go put my weight on my ankles and take footsteps. It just doesn't hurt. Like if you do it fast enough and hard enough, you could get messed up. But yeah, man, that's crazy. I want it long trade. ONC. I'll have an app today. I don't know. Remember the other day it got murked. How much time we got left? 13 minutes? Hey, yo. You gotta see a Dumu. It's a tribal dance, and dudes jump high at AF straight-legged. Isn't there something in track like that? Because I used to do that. I mean, not the damn tribal dance, but there's like some straight-leg jump thing we would do. Because like that's how you got good vertical, bro. I'm telling you, my vertical is still killer, bro. Because like I could jump up and land on something even with my like legs straight. If I bend my knees and like bring them to my chest, I could clear shit almost my height. Still, I love it, bro. I'm so grateful. You have no idea. You have no idea, bro. It's been a good jumping. Yesterday I had a highlight rebound. The homeboy shoots it from the 3, bro. The guy tried to box me out, bro. I swim move him. It hits off the rim, bro, and I just jump up, bro. And I looked like I was 18 feet tall, bro. If you didn't know any better, if I wasn't playing old men and you were like, he's not 5'6". Yeah, bro. That's why I like playing basketball, because it give me my own little highlight clips in real life, even though, yeah, I'm tiny and playing against old guys. But fuck y'all. I'm not judging. You judging. That's your fault, man. I could still touch backboard. I can't grab rim anymore. I'm too old, dude. What do you think this is? I could get close, but I can't hit rim anymore. I used to when I was younger. But I could still smack backboard now, which isn't bad. But then, like, it's not about going up, my brother. And I don't know how any of y'all, like, doing too many drugs or drinking. Hear me out, bro. It's never about going up. It's about coming down. You know, that's the scary part nowadays. Because I don't feel it when I go up. I could launch. And y'all get high as hell, bro. That's like the stock market. It's always about the way up. That's easy. The way up is easy. You gotta be worried about the way down, son. It's the consequence, bro. Nah, for real. For real, dog. Because I landed one time. I told you guys. I swear my life flashed before my eyes. On the landing, I was like, oof. If I landed like a 1/10 of a degree off, I was done, dude. I was done. But, you know, praise the Lord. Praise the Lord, dog. Still out here. That's Philo. That's Philo for ya. Any thoughts on the UK Scotland debacle? The UK is batshit, dude. They have imprisoned more people for talking about rape than actual people who have been accused of rape. Do you understand how wild that is? I think UK is so, that was like the pinnacle of like society at some point. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the weirdest thing ever. And like, it sucks because like, dog, the gangsters in the UK, they're not scary, but they're scary. Like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, I'm an American. You know what I'm saying? Like, dog, they'll shoot you out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. I even try to explain this to my girl. I'm like, why do you think I am strapped everywhere? I'll try to explain this to her. And like, America's a scary place if you're not prepared. And like, I try to, but then I'm like, dog, have you ever seen them fucking run up and just go, dog, they're vicious. I know they stab, and I used to make fun of them. I was like, little Vasi Bop sword mother effer, what you gonna do? Hit me with your little sword? I got chainmail on. Well, you can't hurt me. What do you think this is? Some medieval gangster. But like, nah, I've seen it. I've seen what they do, and I was like, oh, I gotta put more respect on it, bro. You gotta put more respect on it. Yeah. You got chainmail. You'll be fine, dog. But nah, it's wild out there. Yeah, it's like a wolf pack, dog. That's what I'm saying. Nah, they'll runneth thy chattel like a pack of wolves. It's like a bunch of them. I didn't think about that. I'm like, man, I'll kick you. We got projectiles here in America. You mean you're gonna throw it at me, dog? I got throwing knives on the farm. You tripping, dog? That's a normal activity. You guys know that? I got an axe throwing thing. I don't know if I told you guys. I got knives. I got a little thing that you could throw it at. I got throwing stars, all of it. I don't know if I should unleash it on the public. It's dangerous, but I don't trust some of y'all. We'll hide it when you guys get there. But yeah, I have the axe throwing kit. But nah, bro, they'll run up on you like 10 swords. You get what I'm saying? The only person prepared for that would be Alex Karp. Oh, dude. Oh, Tiga. Pay the plug, baby. Good morning. Good afternoon. All right, yeah, locked in, still there. It cut out. You guys should be coming back on. It says 0 kilobytes. I want it long term. They just clapping, bah. It is. It's like playing darts in the medieval days, dog. For real. Amen. I love it. I just like a good adventure, bro. You know, I'm getting old, you guys. You know that? Because I just be finding hella little projects. I bought a damn farm, for crying out loud. You know what I'm saying, bro? I'm just getting old now. I like walks on the beach. I've always liked walks on the beach. That's the only thing stopping me from moving anywhere, because y'all have shitty beaches. That's it. I like the beach, man. I like the sunset. It's fine. I don't know if I'm going to get into golf, man. Maybe I'll get the monocle and top hat, and then we'll see if that, like, naturally leads me there. But, like, I'm not good at golf. I could drive that bitch, dog. Yo, Ionis. Are they at one? Yo, IONS. 2%. There's nothing cheap on there. Oh, I whiffed. There's one cheap one. I'll leave it for you. It's kind of cheap relative. I don't even know what it is, though. These biotechs could get pummeled, though, quick. But, yeah, there's one cheap one on the short term if you want it. Everything else expensive. Are we back? Yeah, I don't know why it cut out. Bro, it didn't move up until today. Oh, it came back down. Like, even then, that was a pretty solid one. They don't move that premiums, though. You might want to either take them or ride it out. It's up to you. You got some time. DNTH again? You might remember there's a couple events after hours, but I didn't focus on them. Damn, that one really did go, bro. That was 8%. Nice. JD earnings, I don't think I'm going to play it. I have old plays. And China! Tell me why. Alright, man. Well, not much time left, man. I'd wrap it up. Rapparoony, Chattadoony. Rapparoony. Game time. We really out here. We really out here. So you got a couple of earnings after the bell, but, you know, again, I mean, it's been an odd earnings season, so approach with caution. Without looking it up, do you know if the Monopoly guy had a monocle? Dog, I know this one. I know this. Dude, it's kind of fucks with you, dog. Because I know that, like, I know that I'm pretty sure he had a monocle, but, like, he doesn't, they say. You know what I'm saying? I don't. It's so messed up, bro. I know, but, like, dog, he had the monocle. What are we talking about? But then everything is like non-monocle. I don't want to get into it, dog. I don't want to get into it, bro. Because, like, I don't know if the Mandela effect is real or if just, like, Joe Biden was in control of everything. I don't know. But, like, no, man, I know exactly what you're talking about. It's bullshit. It's all bullshit. Even the damn cornucopia, too. I'm damn well. Bernstein? I don't know the Bernstein Bears, bro. I'm Middle Eastern. 1 minute! Go, 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 go! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and gals, time to wrap it up. Bring it home. Rapparoony, Chattadoony. You don't have much time, but you have enough time to wrap it up. You know what I'm saying? So I hope you make a good decision. I hope you make a good decision. That's it, man. Just Rapparoon. Finalize them all. Tomorrow you're gonna wake up to the shutdown news. So keep that in mind and you'll be good to go. Other than that, a couple of earnings, but you know the earnings effect so far. Maybe it'll be different for small caps, but you should have that decision already. And then yeah, let's have a good one. Oh, what? It closed. No, I didn't get the ding ding. Oh, shit. That threw me off, bro. That threw me off. Well, GG, Chad. I love you. I love America. God bless America. Let's get a GG. I gotta go, man. I gotta take a dump. You know that? I've been trying. I had to take this dump for all day now. I think it's daylight savings and protein. But thank you for your time. Did you guys have a good day today? I think it was a good day. And God bless everybody. I hope you read the bro. You guys have so much opportunity. I hope by this time next year I meet more founders. I can't wait to see more homes in the chat. And don't tell me it's not gonna happen. I'm just telling you the destination. Do you understand? So thank you for not getting banned. Thank you for upholding the rules. Thank you for being a vibe. Thank you for flowing and not having friction. You know what I'm saying? What a day. Let's wrap up this week. Tomorrow, wait, is tomorrow Friday Junior? Oh, hell yeah. GG, baby. I'ma say what I want. I get paid for my thoughts. I'm with pay, so I stop. Influential as fuck. God bless you and thank you. Wear my heart on my cuff. For real, bro. Locked in, not locked in. I want to see owners. That's it. You listen and apply it, dog. You gonna see. And put God first. Original idea. Need me to rock. You won't see me a lot. Monday through Friday, you need me, let's talk. I keep providing contracts. All right, Chatterdoon. It's time we depart. I gotta go. But God willing, I'll see you tomorrow. I don't know if I'm gonna see you tonight. I gave you that video yesterday. I think that's a good one it covers a lot. But y'all be ready. Listen, all of you, go look at the value names. Don't you dare complain. I need you to find this, right? I'm telling you. I was even yelling at people yesterday. It's yelling out of love. I hope you know that. There's an urgency. It's not too urgent. Welcome to the market. But like, dog, I'm telling you. Yeah, maybe 6 more months of downside in a couple staples. Maybe 12 months. Maybe a little lower. Maybe it does nothing. But I'm telling you, there's already a recession in some parts of the market. So you have some names you could buy. And I would at least be very familiar with what you could be getting. I'm telling you, bro. That's for everybody. Go do this right now. Look, you don't have to pay me for this. And this is going to make you so much money. Y'all don't you think that's funny? I think that's funny. I'm telling you, please. I beg you. Just please, this is what you got to do, bro. This is all you have to do. Okay? Go to Slick Charts, the S&P, hit component returns, and just start shopping. Say, girl, you a window shopper. Start with the big ones. Big down. And bro, I'm telling you though, this is your recession right here, brother. Because remember, last time it was a recession, you didn't feel it. And then it still did all of that. But you get what I'm saying? Oh, y'all don't. I hope you feel me, dog. I really hope you feel me. You know, and go from there. You'll be fine. You'll be blessed. So God bless you. God bless America. Conagra. And God is with you. That's it. Why are you praying? You should go to your secret place and play every day. But let me rephrase that. Why are you begging? You don't need to beg. You don't need to say, God, give me this. He said, get ready. He said, get ready for it. What do you mean? You already know it. That destination. So God bless you all. Have a wonderful evening and peace. Where is it? I wanted to play one. It's a cult, baby. I don't think I'm God, I just know he on my side. Complaining all the time, I could tell he didn't buy. And even look him in the eye and I could tell it was a lie. They don't pick him up, but I be still dropping dimes. Speaking of a dime, say that 10%. Already had the Rari. It's a cult, baby. Feels like it's gonna be a good day. Satan, hold on by a crib, that's that. That's ours, why wait? Be great, that's that. No way, we changed, what's the plan? That's that. Out my way, that's the play. New game, that's that. Can't believe they missed it on my kindness. I can't believe they forsake all the guidance. I can't believe they couldn't see the timing. Father, think we should remind us. I'm free
no strings, no chains, that's that. One God, one king, one way, that's that. Sideburn, supreme, what you know about that? One thing before you leave, please don't come back. Never needed, then you needed Jesus. I'd rather have no friends than hang with demons. Your brother gonna show up when he needed, but can the two still walk with that agreement? Satan, hold on by your crib, that's that. That's ours, why wait? We great, that's that. No way, we change, what's the plan? That's that. Out my way, that's the play. New game, that's that. Wanna gamble, that's a game for the gods. What's the matter? Thought